enough. Got mine through my Paul Joy Swayze's laugh. Zach and Lily bring the fun, we're on the path. It's the Nintopics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flare. Turn it up, volume high. Nintendo vibes, flying sky. Press play, let's dive in deep. Catching all the secrets we keep. It's the Nintopics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flare. Strollers, quick stories flow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Every Friday night so bright. Nintopics Podcast feels so right. From Mario to Zelda quests. Talking all the games we love the best. Choices, insights, Zach's big grin. Lily's got the news, let's begin. It's the Nintopics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flare. And always get slowly slow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Oh. Every Friday night so bright. Nintopics Podcast feels so right.
This is not supposed to happen.
I was not ready.
Nintopics Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah! Hey, I'm so glad you made it. No better place to end your week than start your
Hey,
week.
y'all.
Now take a seat.
We made it. It's Happy Friendship Day, everyone.
Friendship Day, Love Day, Valentine's Day, whatever your day is, whatever you're celebrating. We are happy to see y'all. We're never going to start a show on time. No, we will start on time sometimes. But
Yeah.
we're never going to start a show normally, and we're never going to end a show normally. This is
Yeah.
how we roll over here, y'all.
All right. So, welcome to the Nintopics Podcast. We're live. Well, we're not live for the people listening, but we're live here Friday nights at 8.
But if you're listening, I hope you're dancing.
You better be dancing. 1, 2, 3.
I'm feeling happy with Nintopics Podcast. I feel like dancing with Nintopics Podcast. It's been a hard week, but I feel better now. It's time to flow with the Nintopics Podcast. Give us some emojis in the chat. Some emojis in the chat.
Come on, some emojis in the chat. Tell me how you feel it.
If you're happy, some emojis in the chat. Some emojis in the chat. Give us some emojis in the chat. Some emojis in the chat. If you're happy, some emojis in the chat. Some emojis in the chat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
feeling happy with Nintopics Podcast. I feel like dancing with Nintopics Podcast.
All right, I'm tired now. I'm tired. My energy level is not as it was when I was
a good day, but a rough day, right?
Yeah,
We're both walking around with swollen toes.
for real. What's the odds that Joycey and I at the same time on the same week we stub our toes in some corner?
Y'all, the legs on my couch are this big. And I am 5'6". Please do not ask me how. I was walking very quickly and I just my toe went right into it.
That's not good.
And I've been limping all day because I didn't know this kind of pain actually existed.
Oh, man.
So,
I do. I stump myself. I would say about maybe 3 or 4 times a week with some corner somewhere. You know, it's an everyday thing for me. Yeah, it happens. So, but we're here. It's Friday night, and it's the best time to spend your weekend talking video games here in the most positive way with the Nintopics Podcast. We thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. All 88 watchers of you right now, you guys are amazing. And those listening to the podcast after the fact, you are so great. You're on your way to work. I hope you have the best day ever. If you're at home, I'm hoping you have the best time ever. If you're having a meal, I hope you have the best meal ever. Just
ever
in the history of forever. All right, before I proceed, we got I cry like a baby when I stub my toe.
I ain't gonna lie, I shed a few tears. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I get teary too. The teariness always happens and stuff. So
I was mad at first, and I was like, "How in the world did I just stub my toe?" It's right. Okay. Anyway,
I remember one time like, where did that thing come from? Who bought? I'm like, who bought it? And like, I remember I did the week before. That was me. But yeah,
hilarious.
So how are you doing, Joycey? How has your week been? How are you?
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. All the love in the world. I hope you're having some. All of you. I'm doing great. I had a great week actually. Making some changes, some healthy changes in life, if you will. Mike and I, I'm just gonna tell you all this anyway. Our other co-hosts we hope they're having a great night, but they are spending Valentine's Day with their honeys, of course. Mm-hmm. Mike and I, we've been with our honeys so long, they're like, they don't care.
Real.
They were like, yeah, go do the show. We're going out tomorrow. I think Mike's going out this weekend with his wife. So
yeah.
But I hope that Lily and Paul and Zach, I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Mm-hmm. And Mike, I have to show you something.
Yeah, what?
So you know my big water, my nice little purple 64 ounce?
Yeah.
I want you to meet the gallon.
Oh no. That is huge. I didn't know that is a gallon.
This is a gallon.
Wow.
I'm also behind because I took a nap, but takes you from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And it's a gallon of water, and your kidneys will thank you. So I will drink the rest of this before I go to bed.
I think I need one of those. That's hilarious. That's huge. How
they come in smaller sizes.
It's a workout in itself. I just been carrying it everywhere.
It is, and yes, Alisela, I am very hydrated, which is wonderful. But it's also a little water challenge because it has like, I don't know if you guys can see that.
It has like little motivations on it and everything.
It's like 8 a.m. and then there's only that much space between times. So it's 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. And it's not tough. And then next thing you know, you didn't drink the whole thing.
It's crazy. Crazy cupcake.
I'll send you one. Maybe not the gallon one. They come in 64 ounces. You only need 64 ounces a day.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Well, I'm always up that early. Some people are not up that early, But it's good. It's good. It's a good reminder to drink water every 2 hours. It's
about 2 hours. But you don't have to force it or anything. I drink when I'm thirsty, and if I'm not, and if you don't finish it all, oh well.
My drink. This is my drink.
I love that mug. I love your mug.
It's a Zelda mug. For those of you listening, it has a shield on one side. It's impossible to drink through the other side. You can't because it's shaped like a triangle. So if you drink up this way, it's gonna fall off the other sides. And then you can only drink on this side. Which on this side it gives you the Zelda logo here. The other side like this. So what I have inside is not coffee, unfortunately. I have sparkling water because I've abandoned soda, but I like the fizzy stuff. Right? I like the fizz.
Like fizzy,
right? And so I've switched to sparkling water. It took me a while, but now I find it refreshing. So I'm good there. So
I like sparkling water.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember back in the day them flavored sparkling waters?
For real, yeah.
I was a clearly Canadian that brand. My
Yeah,
mom bought it all the time. I drank
Canada
all
Dry,
of her
Canada
sparkling
Dry,
water.
right? Canada
Oh,
Dry.
Canada Dry. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So
my Valentine's Day gift is here. So can I go to the
go
direct
get
and
it.
get it? I will be right back.
Go get
Don't
it.
y'all
Go
go
get it.
nowhere. I'll be right back. We're gonna talk about Nintendo. I don't know if y'all like Nintendo, but we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about Nintendo Switch 2, by the way.
Ooh,
Go get it. Yeah, Switch
okay,
2.
I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go get it. All right, friends in the chat, we are talking about Nintendo Switch 2. Let me know what you guys are doing in the chat. How are you feeling? What are you drinking? If you are hearing us at wherever you are hearing us, right? If you are at Spotify, you should see something below in the comments. You can leave your comment there. If you are here on YouTube after the fact, after the live stream, you can also leave your comment down below. If you're in the chat live here with us right now, you can leave your comment. Let us know what you're doing. Are you drinking? Are you eating? How are you spending your day? And what did you do today? Happy Friendship Day, right? Because not everybody has a loved one in their lives. They celebrate friendship, and today's Friendship Day, Valentine's Day. It's all cool people day. We're talking about Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. Yes, we have a couple of leaks we're gonna go over here in the chat. We got some. I have a funny leak. I wanna bring up. It's hilarious. I don't think it's actually real, but it's really funny to bring up. And so we're gonna talk about that today in the podcast. We're also gonna talk about the possibility of next week maybe having a Nintendo Direct, right? Because the following week is Pokemon the Pokemon Presents, and we're gonna hear about Pokemon Legends Za in about 2 weeks, and a whole bunch of people in the chat are super excited for that. So today we have those topics: Nintendo Direct leaks, and we're gonna have we'll talk a little bit about the Pokemon Presents. We'll also talk about the Nintendo Direct that is possibly coming in the next couple of days, 2 weeks. Yes, I still believe there's a Direct this month. I'm not giving up on that until February 29th, which is not this year because this year only has 28 days. So yeah, those are the topics for today. Josie knows the topics for today, so she didn't miss anything. Just Nintendo Direct, Switch 2, Nintendo Direct, and we'll talk about a little bit about the Pokemon Presents if we get there at the end. And of course, we'll have our amazing Q&A at the end. Throughout the chat podcast, you can go ahead or either super chat your question to become part of the podcast, because when you super chat your question, that super chat pops up. Wait a minute, where am I Indie Mania mode here? Let me change this up. What is going on? I have the Indie Mania, right? I'm like, I have the Indie Mania in the background, and I also have the Indie Mania logo up and everything. I'm like, boop there, okay. And then the background, let's go with let's go with the classic one here. Mario in his he's just typing drinking his mug too in the background.
Mario is editing our video.
Yeah, he is.
He's editing. Can I give Pooh Mini a shout out? Like, just
go ahead.
Quick, because Pooh Mini, the support is unreal. Thank you so much for your gifted membership.
Incredible.
We greatly appreciate it. You are super the best. So yeah, what are we talking about tonight?
Unofficial co-host Blue Mini.
Yeah, unofficial co-host is Boo Mini. Yeah, unofficially.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was cooking dinner for her and her family. So I'm like,
oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. Send us a picture. Send us a picture, and we'll put it on air one day.
Yeah, just tweet it.
Yeah, just tweet it. So yeah, we're talking about Nintendo Switch 2 rumors and leaks. And one of them, I want to let Joycey bring it up because she was the one who brought it up for me. I think it's a little funny, and it looks cool. It looks adorable, right? If it ends up being true.
Wait,
but
I'm sorry, what are we looking at, Mike?
Well, I'm not looking at anything yet, but we're going to be talking about it. And the one the one leak you brought to my attention today. Yeah. I don't personally think it's a thing, but it's adorable to look at, and I hope Nintendo actually looks at it and says, "Hey, that gives me an idea. Let's make a little mini thing." You know?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yes, it's just hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's funny. It's super funny. All right, so today we are talking about Nintendo Switch 2 leaks, right? Because they keep on coming. And we're only 40 days away from the Nintendo Direct in April?
I don't know. Let me ask Paul.
Paul's not here to tell you. But hey, we have the chat. The chat is our third member of the podcast. He can tell us how many days we have left in the Nintendo Direct. Watch. 3, 2, 1. Chat, go ahead. Tell me how many days left in the podcast. I mean, in the Nintendo Direct for Switch 2, April 2nd. And any minute now. Somebody's going to put it 47, I think,
47?
says Debbie Kelly.
I think so.
47 said Debbie Kelly. 56 said Crazy Scott. 47, Travis Cook said Travis Cook 47. The Mall 18 says 47. I guess 47 is 45. Got 45. So we got how many? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 47s. That's another plane.
Oh Lord.
And then we got 44, 45, and then 56. 56. 56. We just celebrated 50 day the other day. 47. Let's go with 47.
There you go.
Yeah, so 47 days away from us looking at the Nintendo Switch 2 in action. Can you imagine pushing that power button, looking the screen light up, us seeing for the very first time that first animation that pops up, and looking at the home screen?
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's 47 days away. We're not even that far away. It's going to be awesome. But before that, I think Joyce and I are probably going to see it. We're probably going to see.
You know what? You know what though? I
Yeah.
kind of don't want to see what the UI is, because
Yeah.
I remember when I got my Switch,
Uh-huh.
and of course that was Breath of the Wild, so I'm all in my Zelda happy zone, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but I remember a little bit of disappointment when I opened the Switch and there was no for real UI. I was like, where's
Right?
Mario bouncing around on my screen? Where's the music? Where's the personality? And then I got over it really quick because again, I had Zelda Breath of the Wild I had to play. So that made up for it. But I would like a UI or something that we can even, personalize. And that would be a good thing for the Switch too. They just, they start us off with a good UI.
Uh-huh.
And a couple little things, and then of course as the years go on, they add more. We get more wallpapers, more music as every game comes out, and even old games or little celebrations and things like that. See, Nintendo, y'all need to hire me.
For real. So let's start out with the price, because that's a big thing, right? I don't think the price leaking out is a bad thing. That's a good thing for all of us because it's our money. we want to make sure that we know how much we need to spend, right? How much money do we need to save by then? And so with a price leaking or potentially leaking, that gives us the ability to know beforehand and have our money ready, right?
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I would rather Nintendo talk about the price, because I feel like when I saw all these different prices floating around, oh, that's too high. Nobody's gonna pay that. And I'm like, aren't y'all the same people that pay $500 for a PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
And possibly $700 for the Pro. So whatever Nintendo comes out to, it's not gonna be more than $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then, still think it's worth it.
This lead comes to us from our friends in Canada, Costco in Canada, who they I don't know why. Well, I actually know why. They're an employee took a picture of this behind the scenes. He should not have done that, but he did it anyway. And so they took a picture of the Nintendo Switch 2 label with $499 Canadian. Okay, now that's Canadian. It's always around $100 more, right? Or $130 more, I think, than the Nintendo Switch price in the United States. Okay, and so those prices, if correct, would be incredible, right? It would be amazing if that were the case, that we get that price. Let me go ahead and share my screen here really fast so I can share those of you watching on live here. Let's see here, and then that way we can discuss this. And this is not it. Let me stop sharing that. And therefore, I want to hear from the chat. I want to hear from Joycey. What do you guys think about this price being the thing? Right here we have it. We have the name with the placeholder because there's no. I think at the time there was no Nintendo Switch 2, so they put Nintendo placeholder, Switch placeholder. They didn't add Nintendo Switch 2 name. It was a Nintendo Switch placeholder. So, and the placeholder price they put $499 in Canada, which is who can tell me in the chat what is the United States counterpart to? Or did somebody? Oh yeah, somebody already. Yeah. We have. Look at that. The chat is already ahead of us. In a Canadian, it'll be at $349.99, which is the same price as the Nintendo Switch OLED. Okay, which hey, I'm not gonna complain if Nintendo decides to do for the base model entry level at the same position where they left with the OLED, bring the OLED down to $299, discontinue the base model, and leave the light at $149. I wouldn't be against that, right? And so let's say $349 to $399. How does that look to you, Joycey? And when it comes to a price point for the Switch 2, think about it as a gamer and as a general consumer.
First of all, I think it's fair in 2025. If they had given me a $300 something system in like 2000, I don't know if I ever would have got back into gaming. So there's that. I think it's fair mainly because, in my opinion, and this goes for all the consoles, entertainment is expensive. Gaming's an expensive hobby. Okay, so I compare it to, is this entertainment I'm actually going to get into? Is it something I'm going to use? I need a reason to justify the purchase when it's a high dollar item. You know what I mean? So shout out to Paul in the chat. I hope you and your honey are having a wonderful evening. We miss you. So I think it's a fair price though in 2025, because I want y'all to understand something. It'll be $399 in the US based off of this, if this was the real price, right? So that's $399, and let's just assume for budget purposes, every single game is going to be $70. Let's just assume. That doesn't mean that's true, guys, and nobody's confirmed that. So let's just say that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's about. So where are we at? So we're at about what, $470 now, minus taxes.
Yeah.
And then every game's gonna. So you're probably gonna at the very least get about 10 games. At the least. Oh no, wait, 9. I think the research said every single Switch owner has at least 9 games.
Okay. Yeah.
So approximately. So you take that same money. I don't know how all that is added together, but you take that same money and try to spend it at Dave and Buster's. Which more is almost, now Dave and Buster's is good to go outside, but if you want to stay inside, you see what I mean? You're gonna get way more out of your money than you would going to Dave and Buster's for, a couple times, because you're not going to get the same amount of hours, and you're actually going to spend way more if we're talking, and most of Nintendo games are probably at least 20 hours or much longer.
Yeah.
So you can't take so the money that you're spending on your personal hobby, your personal entertainment, I think it's worth it.
I do too. Yeah. And you made a great point. People spend more going out, and it's something that they spend at the time. It goes away, never comes back. But this is an investment you're going to keep with you, even if you have that Nintendo Switch and those 9 games. You still own that. You can go back to it any point, continue to play, depending on the level of replayability. Yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say, remember, y'all, the system technically already come with about 1,000 games, because majority of Switch 1 games are going to play on Switch 2. So all your third parties that you loved, all your Marios, your Zeldas, your Pokemons that you loved on Switch 1, you're going to play probably on Switch 2. The only thing I could not see coming to Switch 2 is like Labo.
Yeah. And that's probably what they're referring to when it says compatibility. There are some games on Nintendo Switch that are meant for the Nintendo Switch. For example, there is, again, this is just a rumor, that the Nintendo Switch 2 controller doesn't have the IR sensor on the back,
Mhm.
right? The little kind of thingy here. Well, I don't know why this one doesn't have it. You know that little thingy here, like the little camera on top of it?
Oh,
Um,
it's like that glassy clear looking thing.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
So games that involve that, which are not a lot, by the way, might not be compatible with that. Of course, the amiibo, anything that requires you to hook the Nintendo Switch to something. Remember the screen is gonna be a lot bigger. It's not gonna fit. Anything that requires you to put the Joy-Con in the new Joy-Con. What is that link? Oh, the amiibos are all gonna be good moving forward. I'm pretty sure that they're
I
gonna
don't know
be.
why Zelda's in my office, but she's here and she was looking at me and she wanted to say hi.
She looks awesome.
This is one of my Zelda amiibos.
Yeah. And so yeah, their backwards compatibility is, I will say, 99%, 98%. You know, it's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, Paul corrected me, and Paul, this is why we need you here. You know numbers. I don't. But he's like, it's 6,000 plus video games already on Nintendo Switch.
That's counting all the jargon, all the jargon at the bottom of the barrel that live down there. You know,
But this,
all the
that's-
trolls.
You are so silly. But that's one of the things, I'm looking forward to with the eShop, because I complain all the time. Y'all heard me complain about this, about the eShop being too laggy. It takes forever to load when you're just trying to scroll and just shop. What
Yeah.
excites me, but so there are a lot of shovelware games. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But there's probably, out of that 6,000 games, there's at least probably a good, I'm going to say about 4,500 that are worth your time. Because
I
just
agree.
scrolling,
You're right.
just scrolling through eShop, that's how I found some really good gems.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
Also the reason why the eShop is so bad is because it's a browser. So when you go into the eShop, they connect you to a website, internal website, and that website is just horribly built. If they turn the eShop into its own app, its own operating system connected to the store, then that will make it a lot better. But it's a browser, so you connect to the internet. That little thing that comes up, and I remember that. And so they take you to a browser. It's basically like an internet browser with its own little platforming thingy that loads horribly and just it takes forever to do anything. And so hopefully that's something that they can improve and have it an app within the system itself instead of redirecting you to a browser, right? So that's one of the things that we're looking forward to the most.
So what in my opinion, what they really need to do is they need to make their Nintendo Online app just one big app. Put all the music there. Put all of our purchases there. Can you scroll through the Nintendo store, through our Nintendo Switch app? I've never actually really played with the app, so I'm actually.
Can you?
I don't think you can.
That's an interesting question.
Why, Nintendo? Why can't I just buy games off my phone? I'm
See?
just out,
You
and
see?
you're in the waiting room at the doctor's office. You forget your book. I'm not saying it's ever happened to me, but then I could just go online and just shop for games. Now, can you go to the Nintendo store on your phone? Of course you can, but it's just so much easier to do it through an app.
That's what I'm saying. That itself, it would be amazing because making it an app would also make it accessible through your phone. And so if you wanted to buy somebody a game as a gift, you can say, oh, they want Animal Crossing. Let me go ahead and send it to them.
There you go.
Send them a digital e-code via text message or whatever as a gift to somebody, as an email with a little happy birthday. Here's your gift card for your Nintendo game Animal Crossing or whatever, through the phone, through the app, right here, right? If it were an app, I mean, all this right now is good for is to hold your wallpaper, to look at the games I hear like this, and then apparently the chat, I guess. No, I don't know, because I've never used that. It says voice chat there. I don't think I'm ever going to use it. I'll just call the person with the phone on the phone and say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you playing? Where are you playing?" And but there's so many things they could do by turning the eShop into its own app, right? Not only improve the eShop itself experience, but add extra features that could be just only on Nintendo, right? Make it more social. I agree. $349 will be awesome. 399 will be awesome. Then they dropped the Nintendo Switch OLED, $299, $199 for the Lite, and then just keep that there, right? Keep it there, like the little Nintendo Switch family of systems. We got the Switch 2 for the big top tier games. We have the Switch for the ones who care about Switch 1 games only, and NSO, and the Lite for those who care about the Lite again, right? Until they update the OLED to OLED 2, and then update the Lite to the Lite 2. The Lite 2. So that is the one thing, the first thing that came about when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. Let's go over the other one. The other one was...
Can I get our soapbox real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Some of nobody here is saying this because we all family, but some of them people out there in the internets, they're like, a Nintendo's not worth $500. Blah 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 blah. In 2025, when you think about all the hours that the Nintendo's going to give you, even if it was 500, it's still worth it, guys, because of a lot of games that are going to be coming to it and the games that are already built into it. So, but thankfully, in USD, we're probably not going to be looking at 500. We'll see, but we're probably not.
Yeah.
People were saying it's not worth it, and I'm like, how is it not worth it?
Yeah.
We're going to get the library.
I agree. It's more worth it. So the other one is this right here. There's a patent.
Was wild. This is wild.
This is the patent that talks about the ability to flip the screen. Right, just flip the screen on the other side. As you can see here, I don't know why they keep the controls upside down. Right, I don't know why they did that, but you can see here at the top, the volume rockers are obviously on top right here, and then everything else is on top, and then the controllers are flipped upside down. Okay, they're flipped upside down, and then of course the plus and minus button are at the bottom, right? So they took the Joy-Cons and they flipped them upside down and they connected, so it connects perfectly to the system no matter how you place the Joy-Cons. So I know a lot of people were like, why? But why? I mean, it is very small. I got to tell you, it is a very small feature that will allow a very small amount of people to find happiness playing Nintendo Switch while plugging their Nintendo the charging port through the bottom, as well as a headphone jack on the bottom. So when you play like this, you have both cords on the bottom, and they're not just sticking out like that, which when you plug in from the bottom, it's not bending the cord, and so you're not putting any kind of strain on the cords. It's straight to the bottom, right? Now, excuse me, I heard another, but that doesn't make sense, because how is it that the kickstand is not going to work that way? Yes, it is. Why did you think Nintendo showed you this to begin with? The very first thing they showed you about the Joy-Con, about the...
Another week has come and gone, which means we...
Quiet. Look at it. Okay, this guy's just... I'll just show you the Switch, the Nintendo Switch thingy. Let me... All right, so I'll keep this in another thingy. I'll just pull up the thingy here. I keep calling everything a thingy.
It's a very technical term.
It is, right? It describes everything in a matter of seconds.
It's a noun. It describes a person, place, or thing.
Right? So you have the thingy, and it's there. And I'm looking for it right now. I can't find it. And just in the chat. So you have your Nintendo Switch, let's say upside down. Apparently, no. If you have the thing upside down, then the kickstand will only go. It'll only work a certain way. Not really, because if we go down here, and then we see what Nintendo did. Watch this. Watch. Tell me it doesn't stand the other way. Does it stand the other way, or doesn't stand on the other way? If it goes that far back, yes, you can stand it up the other way. and it does stand up the other way. So technically, it stands up like this, okay? And you can bend it all the way back and stand it the other way. See? That's the reason why Nintendo made the kickstand so flexible. It stands on each side. Whether you have the screen facing one side, you rotate the screen to one side where the volume rockers are at the bottom, or if you rotate the other side where the volume rockers are at the top, right, with your headphone jack, the the kickstand already flips to a point where you can stand it up in any way you play. And that's one thing that I saw when I saw this. I'm like, well, they want you to play it like laying down, kind of like a tilted way. But when I saw that patent, and a lot of people were dismissing it because it doesn't make sense. You can't use a kickstand. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can see it right there. All you have to do is just stand it up, and it'll stay stand up on through this side, right? So that's one thing that I posted on Discord. Let's see, Discord.
Oh, real quick, Boo Minnie did send us a picture of her dinner tonight. I think we should show it off.
We're gonna show it off for sure.
I'm a little jealous.
For sure. I need to show this off for real, for sure. You know what? I'm gonna interrupt the podcast here, and I'm gonna show this off because this is
Boo Minnie, can I just come over? I'm just gonna go to Boo Minnie's house and get a plate, and then I'll come back.
Come on. Really? What restaurant is this? I want to go.
She said these are nachos.
What?
She said these are nachos. She's like, yeah, these are the nachos I made for dinner.
I got.
Okay, those them fancy nachos. See, there's look. Okay, y'all, let's break this down just super quick. So we got a little sweet with the tomato, and then we got a little bit of dairy with the sour cream. We got the avocado, which is also healthy. We got some black olives, some cheese for flavor. And I know she used spices. I could just tell that's flavored. So y'all, this is like low key healthy. I don't know what kind of meat she used.
You got some Thousand Island drizzle on top,
or is that ranch and salsa?
I don't know.
Have you tried ranch and salsa together?
No, I haven't tried ranch and salsa together.
Yeah, we're gonna talk afterwards. It'll change.
All right, we're gonna have to film a podcast directly over at Blue Minnie's place, so that we can have something like this. This is just too good.
That looks very good, Blue Minnie.
Yeah, man, crazy. Thank you for sharing, Blue Minnie. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. But
maybe we get some good nachos in Dallas.
For real.
We'll talk to y'all about that later.
All right, so look, this is basically the Nintendo Switch. Let me just kind of pause it. Where was it? In the part in right there. So this goes in line with. Let me show the other one.
Wait a minute. How does it attach then the Joy-Cons? I just noticed this. I thought there was a little mechanism on the side where the Joy-Con had to attach to.
Yeah, they show that in the trailer, but later on, it's like they don't reveal it yet in this part of the trailer. And that they reveal it in the later part of the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so see that, and then once the Joy-Cons, they reveal it, they reveal the insert part, and then they do this. They go back to the system, and that's when they reveal it.
See, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So they just reveal it differently. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why they do all together. Maybe because they will reveal the color. So the color, they want to reveal the color together with the Joy-Cons, and so that's why they left it for after the Joy-Con reveal.
Okay.
But yeah, that patent that we were talking about right here with the ability to switch your Joy-Cons upside down. It's a very small feature. I don't know what it's connected to just yet, other than giving you the option of charging it through the top or through the bottom, giving you the option to have your headphone jacks come out the bottom instead of the top. I don't know. If you're playing on tabletop mode, of course you want it on the top so it doesn't kind of protrude out any, If you're holding it in your hand and you're playing together, you want the Joy-Con, you want the headphones through the bottom, so that way it's not just kind of looping on top. So this is one of the I don't call this a leak. This is a patent. Nintendo published it. It's out there. It's public. I think they don't really mind that it's out there, but it's out there, right? It's something that they publish. It's something that it's hopefully going to be part of the Nintendo Switch 2, and that is one of them. Let me know what do you think, Joycey? How does this improve gaming to you?
So now I can play Breath of the Wild upside down?
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe go like this.
My toe hurts so bad.
See, look, I don't understand why they didn't just rotate the screen so that they show the volume rockers in the bottom. Nobody's gonna play that way.
But here's the thing: Nintendo will always Nintendo, right? They will always just they're their own thing. So I believe if this truly turns out to be a thing, they will demonstrate it for us, right? They'll show it off, and then we'll have a better idea. But because I feel like it's just another way to play. So if that's one of the gimmicks to this,
they're
gonna. It doesn't mean they're gonna necessarily do anything with it, but they'll do at least one thing with it. Kind of like everybody's or not everybody. 1-2 Switch, excuse me. First, so because it showed off a bit more what the system could do. That should have been a pack-in game, by the way, Nintendo. So because y'all remember when Nintendo used to give us pack-in games
for real?
That one time with the Wii.
Yeah, Switch Sports.
Yeah, but seriously, I understand the point in a sense of it's just another way to play. I'm hoping what Nintendo did with this one is how comfortable and how many ways can we make it play? Okay, we're going to put the phone jack here. Well, what if they don't want the phone jack there? Well, we'll turn it around or whatever the case may, or we'll flip it around or we'll do something else, whatever the case may be. But I think this is going to be one of those ones. I need Nintendo to explain this to me. If it turns out to even be a thing.
Yeah, and they have already confirmed within a code of some whatever game or whatever that you can flip the screen. You can flip the screen to the other side. It flips. So if like your phone, you use your phone and you're watching a video, you can flip it like this. Flips to the other side. So when you flip the switch on the other side, it'll automatically kind of just flip itself around, and then you can kind of change the Joy-Cons to be right side up. That's why I don't understand. Maybe they didn't want to give you everything off the back. Like, okay, let's just keep it flipped up so people don't know what they're looking at. And also, just answer the chat a little bit. The reason why they're showing what they show here looks like a Nintendo Switch 1 game because it's missing the button here, right? Missing the button, the second button. They do that for patents. They don't need to show you the Switch. They don't need to show you the Switch 2. They can just show you the form factor, right? That's what they're concentrating on, the form factor. And you can see here the volume rock on top, and then the Joy-Cons upside down, and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah. And patents, they just show you the generic part, right? There's only one patent that we can think about that was released recently where they actually showed you the Nintendo Switch 2 in its entirety, but it's because they needed to patent those specific features for that specific console. Everything else will give you a generic system, and this is the generic system they always go to for patents and stuff like that. So yeah, anything to add, Joycey? Playing upside down, maybe you can just lay on the couch and just kind of like lay back on the couch all the way back, and then just use your controller and then go back like that, and
you know what, that'd be good for my back because like over like the arm, you could just kind of go back and go back, just have the switch, and then
and get ahead.
You just kind of playing, like this, all the way back.
Oh no, I feel the blood hitting my head.
For those listening, I just leaned all the way back in my chair. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me. But y'all know me. I'm not really great with technology. My question is, does it play Zelda? Okay, that's the number one question.
Play Zelda upside down, and what are the What are the benefits of playing
Exactly.
Zelda?
Oh, please. If it really does turn upside down, I'm kind of low key scared what the devs are going to do with that when it comes to making puzzles. Because remember all the gyro shrines and stuff? And if you were playing by Pro Controller, you had to do it all. Imagine your screen is just flipping around.
This is nuts, man. Yeah.
So,
you can do a cartwheel while playing Switch and be good to go.
Yeah, why not? I just don't. I'm not. Y'all know I'm not. I don't really care about tech per se. I don't really care how things work. I'm one of those people. Can I plug it in and just play it? You know. And that's another reason kind of why I like Nintendo, because I could just kind of plug in, put my game cartridge in, and just go. So whatever they're going to do with this, if they decide to do anything with this, they're going to show it off. It'll be cool. And sometimes, like some of their gimmicks, it'll be used once or twice, and then we'll never hear about it again.
No, I agree.
And in 10 years, we're going to have the same conversation. And I'll say, you remember when we talked about the screen flipping? Mike, I never, ever flipped my screen.
For real, right? For real. And Phantom Boy 19. You're right. There's something Nintendo is not telling us. So there's something there. There might be more to it that we're not looking at. Maybe we're thinking too basic. Nintendo has something mind blowing behind this feature that we have never thought of, and we'll probably see it on April 2nd. Now, going to April. That's a good segue to April 2nd, right? That's the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo has announced that. Actually, they gave us the hour where they will be showing us the system. When was it? February 7th, right? February 7th, they revealed that they will reveal it. Pacific time is 6 a.m.
I forgot what the date is. I can look for it.
Yeah, it's February. It's April 3rd, but it was at 6 a.m. Pacific time. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the Pacific. You guys have to wake up early for that. And then
it's a Switch 2 Direct.
9 a.m.
Have it at 3 a.m. I'll be here. I'll be up and sat.
9 a.m. Hey, look at the good side. You're not gonna be at work.
That is my day off. That is my day off.
Yeah. 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is good for us. And then of course 8 a.m. Central. But when it comes to that, there's also we had a during our live stream the other day, we had a friend over who told us about something that was happening in their major store, Best Buy. And so this friend of ours, a lot of you saw them in the chat. They're probably here. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say who you are. That way, keep you protected. But they let us know that Best Buy was getting ready for a big launch happening. I think it was May 2nd or May 3rd. I can't remember. I think it was maybe May 3rd. They were getting a big launch for May 3rd. And so they were asking employees to come in to sign up for that. And yes, you would ask employees to come in months in advance before even saying what they were going to launch. Because at the end, if the employees find out working for Apple, they tell us, hey, we're having an event this day. Who wants to sign up? They're not going to tell you what it is, because if not, everybody signs up. And then at the end, people end up fighting for ships and this and that. They'll tell you, oh, we're having an event. And it's a launch event. Who wants to sign up? We sign up. I don't want to work that day. Then it turns out to being the brand next new iPhone coming out or whatever like that. That's how we find out. And that's exactly how we also got notified by email per corporate. We're having a launch event this day. Who wants to work this day? If it's a surprise event, if it's like an regular iPhone, we saw the direct, we saw the iPhone presentation, and then we knew that the next Friday was the pre-order. And with that, Apple, they reveal the system, they reveal the phone. The next following Friday, they do the pre-order, and then the following Friday they do the launch, which is beautiful because people are still hyped within 2 weeks. What if Nintendo is moving this route with Shintaro Furukawa being a money guy like Tim Cook? Maybe we get the big launch, the big event in April 2nd, the event. But him knowing that the odds of them releasing the system just a month later will give this system a big giant push in sales, because people are still like in that hype, that excitement. They don't wait 2 months, 3 months when the excitement dies down and people forget about it. No, they do it. Okay, no, listen. April 2nd is the big event. Here's the Nintendo Switch 2. These are the games. This is what it can do. Now, guess what? You won't have to wait that long to get your hands in the system. It's only 4 weeks away, May 3rd, right? And that could be the big launch for Nintendo Switch 2. I think it's a genius strategy, just because I worked for a company for 10 years that has been doing that same strategy, and they turned themselves into the first $1 trillion company in the world, right? Now that we have a couple ones, but at the time, Apple became the first $1 trillion company in the world, and I owe that to Tim Cook. He's a financial wizard, right? We have now a financial wizard in Nintendo who's responsible not only for, of course, this Nintendo Switch 2, but for Super Nintendo World, for the Mario movie multiverse that's coming up. That's all on the full cause watch, right? And so Nintendo is positioning themselves to become a major player in more than one section, not just video games, but movies and theme parks, right? Mm-hmm. A part of that is shortening the release period. Why do we have to wait 3-4 months if the system is already ready? Give us a system, launch it a month later, and just take advantage of that hype, and people will just jump on it. So what do you think, Joycey?
I completely agree with you. The other thing I was going to say is I think that whole because remember, back in the day, y'all, back in me and Mike's day, as 90s kids, we didn't have all this stuff at our fingertips. If you wanted information, you had to go to the library. You had to go ask your pa.
Yeah.
Or something. We didn't call our parents pa, but seriously, so it was okay if somebody said, if Nintendo, we didn't have directs like this at the time, but if we found out a piece of information, oh yeah, Nintendo's releasing a new Mario game in a couple of years. Oh, for real? That's fire. I can't wait for that. And then we're still excited about it those few years later. Now, because we have so much access to everything, and somebody obviously has some kind of access to Nintendo's internal stuff, what's going on, and it keeps getting out there. And y'all know how Nintendo loves to make sure they could control the narrative about their own stuff. I think that's the other reason, because people can't. It's just different times now. People can't really wait like they used to, because people are now like, what is it? How much does it cost? Tell me when I need to buy it, and I want to know when can I pick it up. Oh, I can't pick it up within the next couple weeks. I'm going to forget about this. So that's kind of what it is now. So I think they're moving along with the times, if you will. Yeah. I personally, because I've said this before, because y'all know how much I love Zelda. So if they showed me a Zelda, a snippet, just good 10 seconds of a Zelda that's not coming out for 4 years, I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't need none. I'm happy. Everything else is gravy. So, but I don't think for the masses, the bigger audience, that's a wise idea. If you're going to tease Zelda, that joint better be dropping in like at least 6 months. Yeah,
for real. I agree. It makes perfect sense for them to do a very short release. But first thing, this is a Nintendo Switch 2. It's the continuation of the same console, but in a more powerful form factor, bit more updated graphics and everything. So we're still in the Switch train. It's just the next Nintendo Switch, and for them to not do the big giant wait time that normally they do with other consoles makes perfect sense. Hey, this is not Disney console. This is the Nintendo Switch 2. You already know you know how to use a Switch already. We taught you how to dock it and undock it and how to buy.
You don't need us to tell you that again.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's more about now look at this next version of the console and look what it can do, right? Other than what the system's already does that you know about. And so with shortening that window, I think it lends more to more sales. I think it'll benefit Nintendo Switch fans a lot more. Pre-order starts April 2nd. Launch date May 3rd, May whatever, right there. A month right there, right? And that's all we need.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's
especially, and I think stores can handle it because what I'm hoping, since it's a new console, is I am going to be looking for the midnight launches and things like that because I want to celebrate with other fans. I think it's a time for celebration. It's our own holiday.
Yeah.
But I think stores will be able to handle it because I remember when the Switch came out, I got that thing delivered and was perfectly fine. And it came like just like right before I got off work because I took a half day that day. I still remember that. So I think it would be really, or what Nintendo will do, because Nintendo loves like those breadcrumbs and just kind of keeps have us follow. They'll say on April 2nd, thank you for watching our direct or whatever. Pre-order information will be available, and then they'll give us another date, and then we're all hyped for like 2 weeks later when they tell us we can pre-order, and then we could put the pre-orders in, and then they'll say oh, by the way, this comes out in like May 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we've already pre-ordered, so all your stuff's that doesn't completely make sense, I know, but if we fine tune that would be a good idea.
Yeah. I want to highlight this right here because it's the rare Circus Brains. First thing, love the image, love the name. Circus Brains, amazing. I had your stream on in the back when I was driving to work. Morning of the Switch 2 was dropped. That was fun. Yeah,
nice.
That it was crazy just because I had streamed the event the day before, waiting for the announcement. Nintendo normally announces, oh, tomorrow we're having take a look at the first Switch trailer, Switch 2 presentation tomorrow at 9 a.m. They didn't do that. They didn't. And we streamed all day waiting for that. We had about what? You were here, Joyce. We had about 6,000 people who watched it. Yeah. And so there were a lot of people waiting. That morning after, I'm like, should I stream? I don't know. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I started streaming at 7 o'clock in a.m., finding out to see if they were going to reveal it. I decided to stream. You know what? I'm not gonna give up hope. Let me stream at 7 a.m. 1 hour later, we were just talking about Nintendo Switch. All of a sudden, the trailer drops, and we catch it as it drops. It was just a moment, man. It was a cool moment. We all reacted like crazy. Just we couldn't believe it, right? Nintendo confirmed. The yelling was everywhere. The chat was crazy. I remember. Yeah, go ahead.
I slept through the whole thing, and I remember I went in because I didn't see any videos from you that day, and I was like, "Is Mike up?"
Yeah.
Somebody in your Discord even blamed me. They're like, "I hope you're not making Mike do all these extra streams." I'm like, "I didn't tell him to do that, but he's excited. What do you want me to say?"
No,
but I thought you had slept through it.
I was up at so early, and then I ended up streaming. When do I stream at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Seriously, and
with no precursor, no notification that an event was coming or nothing was going to be dropped. Just believing Jeff, not Jeff. Nate the Hate.
Oh,
No.
Here's the thing, because I was with you. We were all on the same page. Like, there's no way they're gonna shadow drop a whole new system.
Exactly.
But again, that was Iwata's Nintendo. This is Furukawa's Nintendo. Furukawa is built different. Furukawa said, "Throw this little video together so they shut up." He's like a frustrated dad. I feel like, stop asking me. We're not there yet, but we're almost there.
I think that was Nintendo's best shadow drop ever. It's like, if we didn't think Nintendo would ever shadow drop a system, they shadow dropped an entire system, a new generation, which is insane. And it was fun. It was super fun. Just man, like, the funny thing is that I remember, and guys, chat, there's a couple of people there that they were there. They were just talking about it in the chat. Talk about how many haters and trolls were in the chat just saying, "You guys look dumb being here so early, and it's not gonna happen. Why are you guys waiting for something that's not gonna happen?" All of a sudden, the next second, the Switch 2 drops, like right after that. Talk about like a satisfying moment. Go ahead.
And my answer to that is, let folks be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let folks be happy. If you even looked at the news just today, I don't care where you are.
Yeah,
I guarantee you there's some negativity that's going on. When people can be happy about things that are going to that's not going to make or break the world, then let them be happy. Let them believe or whatever. And because I'm behind the scenes and I talk to you guys and everything like that, you keep me, up to date on so much stuff.
Yeah.
And, I don't think anybody ever lost hope. It's just a matter of, well, no, excuse me. We didn't lose hope, but we just thought it was just so weird. Like, what do you mean they're going to just, because we were expecting a full on Switch 1 type trailer.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what we were expecting. And it was shocking that we didn't get it. Hold on real quick. Shout out to Netweed09. Thank you so much for your donation. And he said Papa Furukawa. Exactly. Papa Furukawa is just built different. So so that's why I think that things were just a little bit different, and that's why we didn't expect it. But if PH Brazil, the Bird, PRO, Nate the Hate, the people that have been with us through the whole, well, mostly through the Switch 1 era, so now, if you even want to care about rumors, they're the people to probably listen to.
Yeah. You're right.
You still take it with a grain of salt, but still, I just didn't understand why everybody was so rude about, not everybody, not us here. I'm talking about other people. Why were they so rude about it? Like, it's giving a little bit entitled. We're not entitled, y'all. And no business has to tell us what their plan is. And I do understand the excitement, because if I could sneak in and get a glimpse of whatever the next Zelda is going to be and mysteriously leave my script there for them to find, then I would. But, you can't be surprised if you're always digging for info, or if you're always upset when a leaker is wrong or something of that nature. That's why I believe, because I know my boring business does it. It's not boring to me, but
yeah.
Insurance as a company, we change up stuff all the time. We just rebranded. We just did a whole bunch of other stuff. Mind you, they didn't really necessarily tell anybody in my department on down what was really going on. I just came into work one day and I was like, what's all this? So I can't, and if we do that in boring old insurance, okay, I can imagine Nintendo has to work 20 times harder to get our attention. Insurance is something we have to have. You don't have to have a gaming system. So because Nintendo has to do all that extra work and everything else, I understand why they change things. So I don't think that the leakers or whatever are necessarily wrong. And it's just that's what they know. That's what they told us. They're like, that's all we know. That's all we could do. And plans can still change. So I can't get upset with leakers when they're quote unquote wrong. And it's been very, very obvious who's flat out lying and which plans have probably changed.
Yeah.
I think about what was it? Metroid Prime, the first Metroid Prime 1.
Yeah, the remaster.
Yeah, and Nate the Hate had said it was coming out. What year was that? Was that 2022?
Yeah,
2023.
Yeah. It was Nate the Hate, and it was also Jeff Grubb, and Jeff Grubb had to shave his hair.
Yes, Jeff was the one who had to shave his head, and he stood on business, only for it to drop like the very next direct, which I think was like 2 months.
For real.
Wasn't wrong, but it's possible the plan changed.
Yeah. No, of course, you're 100% right. Plans, when it comes to dates, they change all the time, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo does whatever they want in the background. And that's a good segue to our next leak. If we can call it a leak, right? We can call this a leak.
So if you chop your screen in half,
apparently, Nintendo they're working on this little mini screen that you can hook up to your Joy-Con and play Game Boy games, DS games, Game Boy Advance games, and all right.
I want y'all to look at this. I want the chat and all 206 of y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want y'all to look at this.
Yeah, this is just it's hilarious to me. It's funny. So
does the screen break in half? Does it fold?
It doesn't fold. This is its own little screen, a different little screen that attaches to the system, because it's magnetic, so it attaches to the Joy-Con itself. Okay, and so this is for
Switch?
Pocket Nintendo Switch or Pocket Pocket screen lets you play Nintendo retro games, NES, Super NES, Genesis, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, and new games. The Pocket screen will let you connect to Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con on the bottom of the screen. Okay, I'm like, why? Why?
Because my whole thing is, if the light exists, why this? Y'all buy a Switch Lite.
Doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense.
Okay, now look though, I will say this.
Uh-huh.
This is some mess Nintendo would do.
Uh-huh.
And if it's an accessory that they don't really care about,
Yeah.
you know what? Fine, give us all the accessories. You know, I wish there was a coffee maker accessory.
It's hilarious.
That would be actually very, very useful. And y'all know I want Switch 3 to make waffles. Those who are
Waffles,
talking,
real.
y'all know how I feel about the Switch making waffles.
Nin
But
waffles.
you know what? Wait, what?
Nin waffles?
I want the Switch 3 to make waffles. I said I would start the Switch 3 rumors. And so my rumor is that it's going to make waffles as you game.
Waffles.
It's going to seriously make you waffles. It's going to put a little butter on it and some syrup and the strawberries, and it's going to serve it to you.
Well, if the Mii's are making you waffles, they're probably called weevils. No?
I feel like we should write that down. I
Weevil.
feel like I think that's an idea. Go write that down.
The weevils?
The wisdom? Okay. Dear Zach, Paul, and Lily, this is what happens when y'all leave us alone.
The weevils.
They didn't left us all by ourselves.
Every morning I'm making weevils.
We're a mess. But seriously though, this is one of those things I would probably buy just to have it. I feel like this would be an excellent collector's item. You know, Thunder Stash, he has like his own Nintendo gaming museum really in his house.
Yeah.
He's somebody who would really get a kick out of this. If it was true, guys, this is still just a rumor.
Yeah.
I don't totally see the vision, especially with the Joy-Con, because there's not enough buttons to do everything you need to do.
Weird. Yeah.
And then also the directional pad with the joystick
Yeah.
are too close together. So, and that was one of the reasons I never liked playing with the Joy-Cons by themselves, is because if you have to turn it on its side like that, y'all see how little these are?
Yeah.
I can't. This hurts, and also I have nails, so my nails are digging into my palms. So I'd have to, and then also I'm borderline have some light carpal tunnel that hopefully doesn't get any worse, and so I could just see myself just, like that after a while, like that is gonna hurt. So I never played with these in this way.
For real.
Okay, it's okay like this, but not like this. So I'm not seeing the vision, and also I'm not seeing the point when the light exists, and maybe because the Switch 2 light doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But this screen is even smaller than the light screen, so it's meant to be like a pocket thing. I don't know. It's I don't know. And this has to be a troll, guys. It's like a troll. It's out there in the leak world. It was allowed in family boards, right? They normally take it out when it's not. Not family boards. The Reddit on Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. And so it's just weird. I don't buy it. It's funny. I wanted to bring it up in the conversation because we can have fun with it. I
sent Mike this earlier, and I was like, "What is that?
What is this?" It's hilarious, though. I mean, I have so many questions, but there aren't enough answers for this. I want to shout out on Twitch. We got a new follower named by Checo Perez 546. Welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. That was on Twitch. I get the notification somewhere else, not on chat. But welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It looks like a sandwich.
It looks like a sandwich.
Will you cut it in half, like for the little ones, and then you cut off the crust and you round it out. So
That's hilarious.
That's what it is. Guys, we cracked the code. We're gonna have a Nintendo Switch 2 that makes sandwiches.
Yeah. I don't doubt whether Nintendo after Switch 2 is out. I don't doubt if they remove the entire Nintendo Switch lineup and then they make Switch Mini, right? You could still dock and take with you, compatible with Joy-Cons and everything else, at a more affordable price, and so that they can reduce the price on that one, have a Switch Mini, and then have the Switch 2. You know, I don't doubt that. Maybe that could push the Nintendo Switch over the 160 million sold, right? But yeah, it's fun. It looks fun to speculate on, but I don't think Nintendo's going to do that.
I don't think they'll do it this way. Now, so let's go back to your idea where you were talking about adding on, having an additional screen.
2 screens, yeah.
So, what I'm thinking when it comes to our DS games, our 3DS games, because let's be honest, we want everything on Switch, right? Because it's just easy.
Yeah.
So what I could see, not necessarily this design, but what I could see is, maybe the sacrifice to get those games, those type of 3DS games and everything on the Switch is you're gonna have to use your Switch, your main Switch, as the game pad, and you're gonna have to look at the game on your TV. Which of course defeats the purpose of the Switch. But I could see them doing something where you can have some kind of screen attachment or something of that nature. So you can take your 3DS games on the go. Because the whole point is to be able to game any way you want on the go or at home. So yeah.
That's a patent. This is the patent that was out there for the second screen that attaches to the main screen. And so somebody put the Nintendo Switch 2 on top of the bottom design of the screen, and it matched perfectly.
See, but a whole other screen though. The only thing I could think of, I'm like, that's about a good, another $300.
I'm sure I'm sure they're gonna probably like maybe $200, $150. And I don't see how many. I'm guessing any game that's like a dual screen, and it's also going to be one of those niche kind of things like NSO controllers. I don't, nobody buys them that much. NSO controllers, you don't really need them, but it's good. It's cool to have them if you want to play in that way as an accessory, right? Something you really don't need. Like you can play Nintendo NSO games with the regular Joy-Con. And I'm pretty sure that if we get Nintendo, not DS has one screen, right? DS has one screen. The 3DS and the 3DS, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo.
Wait, 3DS, how many screens?
The 3DS has 2 screens. The DS has one screen. The screen.
Oh, that's right. What was the other one that had 2 screens? One of them was a DS, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nintendo D. Oh yeah, okay. So then I'm trying. Is the Nintendo the Game Boy SD? Nintendo. I'm lost now. I'm lost.
I don't know either.
Bye everybody. Bye.
We sleepy, and my coffee's decaf.
Yeah, DS has dual screen. What's the other one? Nintendo Game Boy. What?
Okay, the chat's helping us out. 2DS.
Game Boy. Flip. The Game Boy Flip. Game Boy Flip.
Flippy. Woo.
Game Boy.
Was that 2DS? Oh, child, I don't remember.
SD.
Don't worry about it, Mike. The whole point is.
Yeah, the Game Boy SD. SP. SP.
Can I say something?
SD?
Real quick?
Yeah.
You know what now this is just an idea. You know what I can't see them. You know what I can see them doing for Switch 3?
Yeah.
This is all serious.
Switch 3.
I think it would look good. Alexa, I ain't talking to you. Or Siri, one of them. All of a sudden she was just, and I'm like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways. I can't see it a Switch of regular size, and it does come with its own screen, and it folds together and can still go into your dock. And then as soon as you pull it off the dock, you flip open the screen and you can still go. I think that would be cool, and they could definitely get away with a higher price tag on that. But that's going to be determined on how well the Switch 2 does. But I can see that. I can honestly low key see that working.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that people. I mean, I've seen people underestimate the power of dual screens. The Nintendo DS, I think, is still the top seller for Nintendo Switch, right? Or did the Switch overcome it?
It's the top selling Nintendo game console,
right?
And it's followed by the Switch. The Switch is caught up to the DS.
Yeah. So it you can't underestimate the power of dual screen and how people want to have that experience, right? Have a dual screen. Maybe just because I don't play games in dual screen doesn't mean that. I mean, a lot of people, not only that, but it's a nostalgic thing for a lot of people to have that dual screen functionality and have access to DS games via this screen. So they will be the target audience, and seeing the sales for the Nintendo DS alone, people who are huge fans of Nintendo DS and want to play DS games again on having these two screens, high resolution, right? On the go, they are the target audience, and so they would buy. I see here two different ones. As you can see here, this one is more rounded. This one is more DS-like. See? Right here, this one.
That makes to that one that you have the cursor on. That one makes more sense to me, because that one looks like it almost looks like a luxury style 3DS.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking of Nintendo has huge presence and audience everywhere, but the ones they cater to a little bit more heavier is their Japan audience. So, and in Japan, they love on the go gaming. They love it. If I can go to work with this thing, or I can go to school with this and be on the train with this, they love it. So they cater to them. That's another reason why DS did so well. And why Switch did so well. So I could see that working if they were to release one that had a literal dual screen and it would close like the DS and the 3DS did and open right back up.
Now let's put two things together here, okay? And I'm sure that
you need glue.
Let me know in the chat if you've heard this from any other content creator. Dual screen functionality, right? You have your headphone jack. If you put this on the top, it'll cover it. But now that you can flip the screen, you can still have that dual screen, and maybe that's where you should be using it. Not on top, but towards the bottom of it, where it leaves the headphone jack available through the bottom.
I go with I can go with that. I like that. See, now that makes more sense to me, because I don't mind them if they want to flip things up and around and turn it around and do the hokey pokey and if you want to do all that, that's fine. I just didn't see the point, but that would make sense. You can make sure you could put your screen on the top and have your phone jack on the underneath. Or you could probably which side is the charger on?
Yeah,
or the not the charger, the
USB port,
the where you could plug it in to charge it.
So
is that on the same side as the phone jack?
Yeah, so
headphone jack.
Yeah, it's next. It's on this side right here, like towards this side. So when you flip it, the connector for the screen will be right in the middle, which I feel it's where it needs to be. And so the reason why you can flip it over is because you have the screen, it'll connect in the middle, and then this should serve as support for the rest of the system. Right. And then you still have the USB-C to charge here, and then the audio port for your headphones through the bottom, because you flip the screen and you put the screen on top. And so I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I was looking at the headphone jack, and it just ran across my mind, like I have all Bluetooth headphones now. I used to not be a believer in these, and now I have like 20 pairs. I love them. So I would just be using Bluetooth, but then that reminded me of what I even said earlier. Nintendo just wants you to have as many ways to play as possible. And I love that for us. I really do. As gamers, I just love that for us. I can use my Bluetooth headphones. I can use the ones that plug in. I could possibly add another screen. I could flip it around. It plays Zelda. What more do we need?
For real.
So listen, I think it's just adding another way to play. I love it.
And the thing is that when people, you see, when you look at the other patent, the first patent, and you look at it all by itself, the one where you flip the screen, okay, I mean, what do I do? Like, no, but the Nintendo has other plans in it. If you're thinking about a dual screen, you don't want to cover the jack, the headphone jack with the screen. You want to flip it over so that the jack and the power adapter, we have 2 power adapters now.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, so we have 2 power adapters now on top and on the bottom, and we have a headphone jack, so you can still flip the screen to play Nintendo Switch with it attached right in the center and still charge, or you can dock it. You have to flip it again and dock it. So there's a lot. Nintendo is thinking outside the box. We got Papa Furukawa with you mentioned that one already, right?
Yeah, and we got to shout out another one.
Another one?
Boomie, unofficial co-host of the podcast, Nintopics Podcast. Thank you, dear. We love you.
Go ahead, Josie.
Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you wanted me to read.
No, you good.
But Boomini asks, if Switch 2 gets released around summertime, when do you think the Switch 2 Lite will release?
About a year and a half later. I don't think Nintendo will wait too much for that. I feel like
solid 2 years.
Yeah, about a year and a half to 2 years. I think Nintendo every 2 years will do an update, even to the base Nintendo Switch 2. There will be an update made to that. Nintendo made an update to the base model of the Switch in 2018. I'm thinking that towards the end. I know 19 is where the Lite came out, and then the 2020, 2021 OLED. And so on.
They're gonna start phasing them out.
Yeah.
Because with all due respect to our OG Switch, are we really gonna need it? This isn't like NES to Super NES. You know what I mean? Where the cartridges were not backwards compatible, 2 completely different designs. Yeah. So that's why you can't buy one brand new. You could still find a Super Nintendo or an NES somewhere out there in the wild for a reasonable price. So, but with Switch, it's almost kind of like, are we gonna need the OG and the OLED and are we gonna need them? I see them phasing those all the way out by the end of Switch 2's life.
Oh, for sure,
all the OGs are gonna all be gone. You're not gonna be able to buy them off the shelf.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that Nintendo Switch will be the longest supported previous console in Nintendo history for the longest time, just because it's the same software. We still have NSO, we still have a big giant library of games, the huge install base, and so Nintendo's like, okay, what's the install base here? Are we was still gonna let's continue support until that install base kind of merges completely over. And I'm pretty sure that with the games that are coming out, that's gonna be fast. Because
y'all got to remember, year 1 is for us. Year 1 is because we all let's all keep it real. We all gonna buy a Switch too.
Yeah,
we're all gonna buy it. It's years 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where Nintendo's concerned. So that's that alleged 7 million that's sitting in a warehouse right now. That's for us.
Yeah,
we're the main ones, and we all have. Everybody here has Switches. Mike, you and I have a Switch Lite as well that we don't use. That Zelda one.
Yeah.
So I don't see a point in keeping the OG Switch in this particular scenario, since everything is going to be easily to easily move over. And let's keep it real. When's the last time y'all went to the store and saw Labo?
Oh yeah, that's not that.
You can get it off Amazon.
Yeah,
but for an well, not necessarily for cheap. It kind of
if it's brand new in the box, you can get like for a lot of money.
Yeah. So that and from what I understand, this was several years ago, but from what I understand, Nintendo kind of sold a lot of their Labo stuff for educational purposes and things like that. So nobody is going home like, man, I can't wait to play Labo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are we really gonna need a Switch 1 for in about 10 years? Is my point.
Yeah, Yeah, and I saw a comment in the chat about the kickstand. Yeah, the kickstand is should continue to work even if
It'll just flop and just push it down in the back. It just kind of merges in the back.
yeah, because like for this right here to play like this, your Nintendo Switch would have to be flipped. Yeah, it has to be flipped so that the main port that you're using, the main port on the bottom of the Nintendo Switch is the one that's connected to the screen, because that's the video out port, right? That's the video out port that goes onto the dock. So that in turn will be instead of projecting to your TV, it'll project to the smaller, tiny little screen you put on top for a dual screen functionality. And then your headphone jack and the next USB-C will still be in the bottom. Now the the kickstand, as you saw in the trailer, that goes all the way down. Like it looks like it's very firm, right? It doesn't look like it's flimsy or anything. But Nintendo made it. They made the intention to show how far back it goes, so that when April 2nd comes around, they can look right here. If I go right there, they made the intention to show this. Watch, because right here, this is the first one, right? You have the headphone jack on the bottom, but if you keep going back and back, you see how it goes all the way back. Now you can turn it. Now you can turn it up and stand it up the other side, so that
it just now clicked, because now I just kind of pictured it flipping.
Yeah, flipping the other side.
Yeah.
So
wait a minute. So the Nintendo Switch 2 does yoga.
It does. It does yoga.
Wait, shout out to the chat. Somebody said it's limber.
It's limber. It's the most flexible Nintendo Switch we've ever had, and it's there. So look, this is it standing normally, right? With the game cartridge in the top and the USB-C port and your headphone jack. Now, if you want to stand the other way around, you have to take this stand and then do that. Now you can stand it up on the other side where the headphone jack, the USB-C port is centered, where you can then dock the second screen. So you see how multiple patents tell something different, and then when you kind of combine them, you get a full picture of what Nintendo's intentions are, right?
You're right.
Intentions are in their system, if it makes it to the final product. But it makes perfect sense, right?
Well, here's the other thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
Remember a few years ago, I think, when there was that rumor about the Switch being called the Switch 2 being called the Switch Attach?
Oh yeah, my God, that was thank God for that. That is not the case.
Thank you, Lord, that is not the name.
Maybe that.
I wonder. Do we know what? Oh, the internal name is called Ounce. But I'm wondering if whoever sent out, because that was a Google survey, and it was like, do you play more on your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox or all these different things? And then it said the Switch Attach, and everybody. And so I'm wondering who knew to call it a Switch Attach, because the way it's looking, there's a lot of things we're going to be able to attach to this, possibly. Maybe not just screens, not just headphone jacks and everything. Maybe there's going to be other stuff, because Nintendo, I know we're going to get a new wheel for Mario Kart.
Sure, yeah.
Now that's one thing Nintendo is going to do, is give us a controller wheel for Mario Kart. Hey, wait a minute. I'm sorry, but it's hilarious how people were breaking this down. Oh, the graphics look horrible. I don't think this new Mario is even a final level.
Yeah.
Or no, let me take it like that. I think it may not be finished, and I don't think that's running on Switch 2.
You mean the one that's playing there?
That little 30-second little Mario right there. I don't think that's running on Switch 2.
No, and there's a developer that actually said this trailer shows how powerful the Switch is, and he said that it was more powerful than because of how many assets are moving in the background and how it's rendered and the shadows and everything. I mean, this is a tiny screen inside another tiny screen, so we can't really see anything. We would have to see the game trailer in full resolution to kind of appreciate it more. It's like me showing you, look at this cup in 4K resolution, but then you're watching me on your iPhone. Like this very small, very small. Like it makes sense. But
that's a good point.
Yeah,
but now I kind of understand why they thought it might be called a switch attach, or I think they were describing what it may have been. But I'm like, who at Google knew that there was going to have a system that's going to have all these attachments? I honestly thought, and I wasn't surprised. It's like, oh, it's just a more powerful switch. Yeah, but now we get to attach stuff to it.
Yeah,
and play Zelda.
And I've said it before, like, hey, I think the next system will be a very accessory heavy driven system, in the way that you can attach so many things to it and just make, it'll add to the fun. It's not that you need them, but if you had them, it'll just add to the fun. I'm still haven't given up on Nintendo VR, on the VR headset accessory, because I saw that also in a patent. It looked pretty good. It said it's a wireless one that is also using the streaming as a way to have your games on the VR headset. So if PlayStation Portal is doing it, and that PlayStation Portal came out after that patent was by Nintendo, PS Portal it streams to the system, right? It streams to your, and so why not? Why can't Nintendo have their VR headset that also streams to the screen, and then you play with the controllers and do the thing, and it's all wireless, So I'm still not giving up on that. We saw a dual screen. There's a lot of accessories that Nintendo could reveal. One of them is of course the wheel. There's already a patent for the wheel that shows the Nintendo Switch 2 attaching to it instead of kind of sliding on it. There's also one for Ring Fit. Ring Fit is coming back, and so are
they gonna call it that?
Ring Fit 2, maybe Ring Fit 2. For me, they should call it Ring Fat, because I can identify more with it if they call it Ring Fat.
You know what? You stop. We getting see. Let me tell y'all something else. Yes, I'm drinking my Valentine's Day gift, or one of them, the coffee. But this, you want to lose a little bit of weight?
Yeah, water.
This is so water does give you the illusion of being full, so you won't eat as much. You're not going to starve. You're just not going to eat as much.
Then they make the dragon a bodybuilding dragon, like a muscular. I'm like, come on, man! Are you trying to make me feel bad about myself? You want me to play this game? Make the dragon like all out of shape and stuff, and then have us work out together to see which one gets fit.
No, I want to like a fitness game where it's all of our favorite Nintendo characters, and they're all just getting crazy buff with us.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, write that down, Mac. I think that's an idea.
They have to start out of shape. They cannot be buff at the beginning of the game, because
we can see Big Boy Link.
For real.
He'll be a bigger boy. I love that.
And
that really is a good idea. And then we all get in shape together. It's fun.
Exactly. Don't make it so that they get fit before us. Make it that they get fit as we get fit as well. And I like with the weight, bring back the Wii Fit board so we can stand on it. And say, okay, so based on your weight, this is how the characters look. We have a little chibi Link.
Oh my god! And then we can have like our own little friend, our own little favorite characters that'll work out with this. I don't know how that'll work with Samus because she wears a suit, but whatever. But I just think about Breath of the Wild Link just running around with no shirt on, and I'm like,
for real.
First of all, actually, I don't understand how Link is as small as he is. He can run around with big rocks and boulders over his head like this, perfectly straight, and he's like this big. Anyway.
Yeah, I can think about. I can picture Link, out of shape Link at the beginning of the game, like Fat Thor in the game, just like that with his ponytail, and he's like and burping out, and then you have to get in shape.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you have to get them in shape while getting in shape yourself, because it depends on you whether they get in shape too. That's a good way. That's actually a good way to get us motivated. Oh man, look at little chubby Link. We need to help chubby Link. And I'm chubby too, so let's go. Let's get rid of this chubbiness together, right? So it's a good way to
put in. You enter in all your stats, your weight, your goals, and that kind of thing, and then they build the and then they can get the character to kind of mimic you.
Yeah.
because if we're just gonna let Link lose weight, we can just press buttons for that. But for a fitness game, I think that's a really good idea, and I think that would even be good for younger people.
For real.
We are not workout people in my house, but we are on the go people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, we don't like to work out, but we'll go for long walks, like those good 2-hour walks. We'll do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And treadmills, which is just more walking, but I do like a good treadmill because it kind of works out everything.
The game should be a game that you can 100%, but when you get there, you are better.
100%.
You are better.
Maybe not 100%. Maybe it's one of those, and you can keep playing because it keeps giving different challenges after you've gotten to your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo,
For
call
real.
us, okay?
We need that. We need that.
And then and remember, the girl from the little avatar from what was it, Wii Sports?
Yeah.
If you don't care about a specific character, it could be another me, or it could just be her, which is just an avatar. Yes.
Yeah. That sounds
enjoyable fitness. Yes, enjoyable fitness.
That sounds good. So
if you don't like to work out, though, I do suggest just walking.
So far we got a price of $399 to $349. Right there, right? $499 Canadian. We got a flip screen. We got a flip screen pattern that you can flip over, and we kind of discovered within during the chat or the live stream that, well, if the flipping thing would go good with that additional screen on top, that way you can have your ports on the bottom, and you can hear your headphone ports and your charging port at the bottom, while the flip screen goes right in the center. So that works good. We have a potential release date, a very short release date from April, which is the direct, toward May, a month short, a month and a half maybe. What else we got here? And apparently segue into our mini next topic, because we're about to enter Q&A. Is that,
guys, please make sure you get your questions in. If you could at either me, Joy CJ, or Mike Odyssey, so I know it's a question and I can make sure I'm saving them. Thank you so much.
If you let me go ahead and put the little banner now. That way you guys can know that. Go ahead and drop your your question right now. Go ahead, add Joycey or at Mike Odyssey here. Add your little question mark at the end. That way we know it's a question also. And then go ahead and send in your questions. So we're about to start now. This little mini topic before we get to the Q&A is about we have PH Brazil and we have Jeff Grubb, who are still 100% behind on the Nintendo Direct happening this month, right? I've always been from the very beginning on top of the Direct happening this month, just because it's February. I'm not a leaker. I'm just common sense. It's February. It's another year. For the past 8 months, Nintendo has had a February Direct. Last year we had a partner direct, but they still have Nintendo games to launch. Nintendo President Furukawa mentioned that the Switch One would still receive games. They will still be continued to support with games. Now, I don't see any new games when it comes to after Switch 2, but right now in this Direct, we still have new games on Switch, right? That maybe were developed by Switch and they're coming out now. Metroid Prime 4 is one of them that this has been announced is coming on Nintendo Switch, right? I'm not gonna put Pokemon, because there is a Pokemon Presents happening towards the end of February, and I'm sure they want to save the Pokemon Presents reveal of the full game, right, and the release date for that Pokemon Presents. And not they won't have anything to show besides updates on iOS and little events happening around the world and Pokemon Go, if that's still alive, and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? But Nintendo Direct potentially happening still next month. I'll give you my top 5 games, and I'll give it over to Joyce so she can give her top 5 games. You have super chat?
No, just real quick. Can you change the layout, because that red is glaring right off my face?
You are right.
Everybody in the chat probably thinks I'm just bright red.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so Nintendo Direct possibly happening next week. I'm gonna say 90%. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say 90% sure it's happening next week because the following week is the Pokemon Presents. Nintendo Direct next week, Pokemon Presents the following week, right? Why not this week? Although it could be related to, but maybe not. There was a PlayStation event this week, right? And so maybe Nintendo, to get a little bit of space from that, they wanted to do their own Direct later on. You might not think Nintendo. You might not think Nintendo and Sony don't play together, but they actually do play together. We know a lot of the happens between fans, but not Nintendo and Sony. I mean, they're making a movie together, The Legend of Zelda, right?
No, they're not.
It's a.
I will explain that though. Go ahead.
Yeah, The Legend of Zelda live action movie with Sony putting 49% of the money and Nintendo putting 51% of the money.
Ain't nothing like going to your competitor and making them pay for your stuff. I'm sorry, that's low key brilliant.
I mean, and Sony's not dumb either. They're gonna get a piece of that pie after seeing what Mario did. After seeing what Mario did, like, what? We don't have a character that's been around for so many years that people are attached to. We want to jump on that train, you know. I mean,
let me tell y'all something. The only one who be console warring are fans. Now, of course, Nintendo and Sony had some bad business blood years ago, which is how PlayStation ever started. So I'm kind of glad that happened. But you know, the world is healing. They're healed. They're fine. Yeah, the only one who be arguing are the fans.
The fans.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue with somebody who says that they just love PlayStation so much. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should love PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't own a PlayStation and I love it because I'm glad those games exist. So
I do. I absolutely love my PlayStation 5, and I wouldn't. It's one of the best consoles I have. I love Nintendo because it's something that I know since I was a kid, right? There's this bond that will never break from Nintendo. Other consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, I have them both, and I enjoy. You know, games are for gamers, for everybody, right? No matter what console you're in. Yeah, so
I just think that Nintendo, I'm not gonna lie, it's just my favorite console, and if they give us the more power, then I'm gonna already have all the games I would have bought on a PlayStation anyway.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
So my top 5 games, I want to say Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and I think that they're going to start their anniversary with that just because they already did. I have a special video for members eating all the chips from the Pringles Super Nintendo on Nintendo Edition 1. By the way, not good for me, but I ate them. They were good, Pringles. So Zelda, Mario, Tomodachi Life. What else we're gonna get there? Another port, 3D Kirby Robobot, and the 5th. I don't know. You guys guess because I just don't know. Metroid Prime 2 and 3. That was my other one. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so am I guessing next?
Yep.
Okay. I have no idea. Here's the thing. I know it's tradition that Nintendo has a direct every February, but guys, they are still going to support Switch 1.
Yeah,
it does make sense. So I'm about 95% on board, and also all our favorite leakers are saying it. So I'm 95% on board.
Yeah.
It's just that the monkey wrench is Papa Furukawa because he's built different and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. And he's like, no, we're not telling him anything about Switch 1. Who cares? No, they're all geared up for Switch 2. We're going to wait. So I can see that possibly happening too. But I don't know if I have 5 games. This is I have a very content, happy, warm feeling about my Switch 1.
Yeah.
My Switch OLED or whatever, because I've had so much fun with this little tablet. Okay, it is literally dog walking the industry, and I mean that in the most respectful way.
Yeah.
So really, anything else that they want to give me before Switch 2, I'm just happy with it. I don't care what it is. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm happy about it. When the direct comes, and if it's all farming sims and some Metroid 2 and 3 or something like that, I'm gonna be excited regardless.
Yeah.
I know that's an odd thing to say, but as a Zelda fan, as a Mario fan, as an RPG fan, a JRPG fan, as a fan of all these types of games, I got everything I could possibly want on my Switch. And so what excites me is that whatever we get is just even more flavor, more gravy on if you will. And Switch 2, I'm expecting a banger lineup for years and years and years to come. I'm expecting another 50 games I can play. So I'm very just content. I don't know what they're going to pick. Chat is screaming they want Tamagotchi Life.
For real.
I low-key feel like Tamagotchi Life probably should be on Switch 2. But guess what? It technically is. But the reason pretty much. But the reason I say that is because games that aren't quote unquote mainstream, y'all, the most I've heard about Tamagotchi Life is from our chat and some of our other Nintendo channel buddies. I didn't know what it was. I had to go look it up. And we want our not so mainstream series and games to get kind of a second wind, if you will. That's what I feel about Metroid. So I do believe there might be some kind of Metroid at this next Direct, the Switch One Direct. Yeah. So that's a possibility, because that'll be the setup for Metroid Prime 4, because I don't think they're going to say anything about that until the Switch 2 Direct.
Ooh.
That's my personal opinion, because the thing is kind of like Breath of the Wild. Like, let's be honest, we all kind of low key forgot that it came out on Wii U.
Yeah, you're right.
Low key, because what did we all buy the first day we all got a Switch? We bought Breath of the Wild. You're right. So, and I had a Wii U. I didn't have to get it day one. I just chose to.
Little piece of information that I learned here just now by Googling. I don't know why I've never Googled this, but because I hear Tomodachi Life on a regular basis on the chat and everywhere, right? Tomodachi Life is a bigger franchise than even Metroid is in sales.
That makes sense, because it's mostly it has mostly Japan audience. It's like their main audience, I think.
Yeah, let's see here. So Tomodachi Life in the US sold about 3 million, and then I think 3.76 million, and then in the US in Japan also another. It's between Japan here and in Europe. Here's about 3 million something, Japan 2 million, and then Europe 1.7 something 9 million. So equaling 6.2 million worldwide. US being the biggest. And still, US with the 3.76 million is more than Metroid with the 3 million.
I think it depends on the series too. Metroid Dread, I think, did 3 million.
Quiddy Cupcakes
by itself.
Yeah.
Cupcakes? What? Who said cupcakes?
I said Quiddy Cupcakes. Highest Metroid game. The highest Metroid game is Metroid Prime, sold 2.84 million in 2022. What is that? What is
Metroid Dread?
Yeah, right. It is Metroid Dread was the highest. Yeah, Metroid Dread was the highest.
I have yet to meet anybody who did not like Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread.
I loved it.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
But that's another game that I think Nintendo's kind of like, please, y'all, love Samus. Okay. We really want this to be a regular thing. But then because I remember when Zelda was kind of like one of those games, if you will, or one of those series, because Zelda was couldn't break more than 10 million. And I think when we did get to 10 million, it was Twilight Princess. Ocarina of Time at the time, I don't think Ocarina of Time still has broken 10 million.
Okay.
But it was the little series that could, and that's kind of how I feel about Metroid. I think Nintendo's like, we took a break for a while, and then we took another break, and then we started, and then we took a break and rebooted. I think it's gonna be a really good game, and I think they're trying to set it up to where, coming to Switch 2, we're going to have this amazing, great trailer looking great on the Switch 2. And then somewhere at the end, they're like, don't forget, Switch 1 owners, you also could play this title on your Switch 1 or whatever. So yeah. You want to start Q&A? You want to talk about something else?
Yeah, no, we can start Q&A. Start Q&A. Let's see here. Let me close this thing. I have too many things to open here. All right, Q&A has started. Guys, you still have a chance to put your question in the Q&A if you have not yet. We're going to go ahead and read them right now. And you do not have, in Q&A, you don't have to super chat. You can just write your question down. We'll get it.
Just please at me, Joycey J, or Mike Odyssey. Because
she has better eyes. So
yeah. Okay, or just at me, even if your questions are Mike, just at me, because otherwise they don't really stand out to me, so I might miss it. So shout out to Clifford Favors. I believe he's usually on Lily's channel. And shout out to you, Lily. I miss you. We miss you, but I miss you more. Shout out to Clifford. Good point about Sabrina. This was last week. Still shout out to Clifford Favors. This did not clear out the way it's supposed to.
I mean, the question was about Zelda and whether we could know more about Zelda by looking at the IMDb page. And the answer is yes, because once they announce it publicly, they update their IMDb page. So there you go.
So it is true. Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
I could see Sabrina Carpenter being in a Nintendo commercial, because when you think about, guys, celebrities aren't perfect. They're regular human beings. So, Nintendo wants to be family friendly. Okay, well, Sabrina Carpenter's not going to do anything crazy. So it's all right.
I mean, John Cena was in the 2017 commercial, and then John Cena was also in this other show called Captain Helmet. I'm not going to say the name of it. It's a superhero show that has a lot of stuff.
Shout out to Pokemon Fan 33. Hey, girl. She's asking you, Mike, will you be doing the game night with your podcast and members next Friday, the 21st, or Friday, the 28th? I will not be able to do Saturday, the 22nd, and not sure about the 20th. She looks, my girl's trying to get coordinated up in here.
That's hilarious. Are you doing it this day or this day? I can't be there neither. I'm like, we're gonna do it 28. The last Friday of the month. We'll do the versus gameplay.
Thank you, Pokemon Fan. You rock.
Thank you.
And let's see here, Ultimate Squad. And shout out to you. Thank you so much for your question, Mike. This is also for you. What date do you think the Switch 2 will come out?
I think it's for both of us. You said at Mike or at Joycey, so they're doing at somebody else.
Whatever. Well, look, that's what he asked, or she.
I think Switch 2 will come out in May.
Okay.
This date. I'm gonna go with the 3rd. I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna go with May 3rd.
Okay. I really don't know. I think May is a good bet, because I really don't think Nintendo's going to be doing these long, drawn out kind of wait cycles like they used to. Because that's just unfortunately, that's just not the world anymore.
Yeah.
One sec. And y'all forgive me because I'm going back and forth between the chat and between our chat over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. We don't want to show that one anymore. Stop. See, Lily, this is why I miss you. You're better at this stuff. Okay. Adam Bush says, hey, Mike, do you think the Switch 2 is going to have 2 different colors at launch like the Wii U?
I mean, the rumor says white and black, the black version and then the white version. So for now, I'm going to just say one. Maybe they do another color later on, but I haven't seen the other version. Maybe they'll show it off at April.
But there's 2 SKUs.
Yeah, so there could be
assumed.
Yeah, it could be 2, like the white one and the black one.
Okay.
But
has pop color.
I think the second SKU could be for Mario Kart edition, like the bundle for this holiday, because it's all the rumor was for Mario. There was a box that had the big number 9 on it. Okay, big number 9 on it, and
real?
Yeah, it was from Next Handheld, the same guy who just gave us all the, you know, the same guy who just showed us the Switch before we saw it on the trailer. And so there was a big box with number 9 on it, and it was a bundle, a bundled in game for Nintendo Switch. People were saying, "Oh, it's Final Fantasy." No, it's not Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is not a first party game. Nintendo's going to go with the homegrown first before they do anything else. So I say Mario Kart 9, and because Nintendo bundles in holiday games, Mario Kart is a go-to game. That's what we saw in the trailer. That's Stallone's title, and I think that's going to be the game bundled in with every Nintendo Switch. So they can announce, here's the Nintendo Switch 2, right? Mario Kart game. This holiday season, we have this bundle, the first bundle, Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart 9 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be, it's just all speculation. We'll find out. We'll see.
Thank you, Adam Bush. And wait. All right. And Urban Outdoors, thank you so much for your question. Hey, Mike, did you hear that the new Battlefield will be coming to Switch 2? I did not hear that. Did you?
Battlefield. I don't Call of Duty, but Battlefield. I mean, I don't doubt it. Nintendo Switch 2, if it can handle Call of Duty, probably handle a lot of Battlefield. And they want, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm lagging. That's why we keep talking over each other, y'all. We're all lagging. So I was gonna say, I don't lose hope for any third party.
For real.
Because when the devs of GTA 6 basically said, "Okay, we know Nintendo is the one. We're excited to support it." They didn't say specifically this and this game is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. They didn't say that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they are excited, just don't count it. Just don't rule out anything. That's all I have to say until somebody comes out and specifically says it.
Yeah. That is awesome. That's awesome.
Tater salad. That sounds good, right?
Tater salad.
Potato salad. As long as y'all don't put raisins in it, we cool. Okay. So Joycey. And this question is for both of us, Mike. Do y'all think the new info on Switch 2 being able to flip upside down will also allow the system to dock this way? Also, that's a very good question.
Nope. Because it's because the dock is centered and it's placed centered with the middle connector at the bottom of the Switch. I think the only purpose for the flipping is going to be handheld, or if the screen comes in, then you can flip it, put the screen on top, and then have still your headphone jack, and your thing available. If you're gonna play on dock mode, you can't play on dock mode, and it's gonna, you'll still have the UI, the headphone jack. You'll still have the extra USB-C on top, and the volume rocker. You'll still have all that on top when you dock it. But as the dock is designed, it has that USB-C on the bottom, unless Nintendo designs it so that the USB-C is kind of slidable. You can move it to the side, which could also go back to the patent where the that little thing we used to call it the Nintendo Switch swivel before it came out. The swivel, because it had that little piece that kind of moved to the side and on each side. Who knows if that part was actually meant for the USB-C port at the bottom of the dock and not the actual part at the back. So, but as for now, if they keep the traditional dock, it's centered. So if you put it on the side, let me show you here real quick, just so that you can better see the bring it here, bring it down, blip, blip. You see how that one right there? Look what's next to it. There's a vent. We can't cover that vent. If we cover it, then the system will heat up. So by placing the dock upside down and having that be the dock there, it'll cover all those vents. It'll cover the headphone jack. It'll even cover the game port. So you can't put your game there. So when you go upside down, when you come on, this way. Okay, so I guess I missed it. It was at the beginning, maybe, right? So this is the top. This is the top. Okay, this is the top. The bottom. This is the bottom here. So the bottom will stay the same. This is where the USB-C, right? That's where it goes. These two little prongs here are not those little circles. We have the USB-C port, and then right next to it we have two screws, and then right next to it we have two more circles. You see how deep they are? That's for support. The bottom of the dock has those two little prongs sticking up next to it, so that when you put the switch, it'll fit on a USB-C, but it'll also support it with these little prong thingies, so it doesn't kind of wobble too much or move side by side. Helping this stay centered, and that is not present at the top. So only dockable via the bottom USB-C. That's the answer.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tater Salad. You know I don't do tech. I
love the name. I love the name.
I really do want some potato salad now.
Tater salad.
I hope y'all didn't hear that. Anyway. Shout out to Eris. Joy CJ, I'm sure this is for both of us. Hogwarts Legacy DLC right now is rumors. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. He said this is for you. Hogwarts Legacy DLC right now is rumors. I'm thinking what he's probably trying to say is it a rumor about Hogwarts DLC, or is it true? Is it possibly coming to Switch 2? What you think, Mike?
I think it's true. I think that there will be DLC that third-party developers are going to release that are going to be for Switch 2. These DLC, the DLC will add content plus improve functionality on things that they couldn't do on Nintendo Switch, improving the game. The Hogwarts Legacy being one of the most recent games that came out last year, I'm sure that they weren't able to do as much as they wanted to on Nintendo Switch, that they will just go all out on Switch 2 with a little more power, right? And so what better way to entice you to pick it up again with DLC? So I think it's true. I think there's DLC coming for the Switch, not only for Hogwarts Legacy, but I think third-party developers who have games on Switch already will have some type of DLC added on Switch 2, and even games that are not on Switch that are already out on the consoles coming to Switch 2 now that it's supported, will probably add some little goodies here and there for you guys to be able to buy.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate you.
Gracias.
And again, shout out to Urban Outdoors. Joycey, what do you think of the live action Zelda movie? If I could scream and holler in happiness, I would, but I have neighbors. Yeah. I'm extremely excited. I'm prepared for certain things. I'll kind of go through my spiel that I always go through. Whoever the actor is going to be, I'm prepared for the internet to rip them apart. So I'm purposely just going to love them, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Link is going to talk. I never understand why this was ever a question. It's Link, of course, Link's going to talk in a movie. Okay. And it's not going to be that, excuse me, Prince. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, now I don't know what the vibe of the film is that they're going for. I don't know what the story is going to be. I don't know if we're looking at something more serious, more comedic, I don't know what we're looking at. So I have no comments on that, but I will be fair. We are so going to talk about, we're going to pull that movie apart inch by inch, frame by frame, and Mike's going to be here for it. Zach will be here with us, and so will Paul, and they'll be able to explain all the tech stuff, and I'll be able to explain to you all why it's either good or bad acting. Okay, because there is a such thing as very bad acting. So I'm very excited. That's all I could say. I'm very excited. I hope we hear more this year. So my theory is, if we don't get any kind of Zelda game this year, whether it's a spinoff, a remake, brand new, whatever, if we don't get anything, we're going to get a movie update. That's something I'm willing to bet on. Thank you. And shout out to Justin Richards at Mike. do you think retail stores will carry all the physical Switch 2 games? Walmart, Target, and Best Buy have seriously downsized their game sections.
Well, God goodness, if you are a fan of physical games, like I have good news. Shintaro Furukawa did say they were not planning at all to get rid of physical games because physical games are still part of the of the market industry. They're a big seller for Switch, and so they will continue at least with first party games to support Nintendo Switch 2 with physical games. Now, I can't say the same about third party games. There are games already that are just giving you the case with the code in it. So it's not really physical. They're just giving you a case and a little code. But
that angers me deeply.
Yeah, but when it comes to Nintendo Switch first party games, you can rest assured it comes from Shintaro Furukawa that they will continue to provide us physical releases. Now, how they will do that might change because they're trying to combat what was that?
Scalping. That's the word you were looking for.
Not scalping, but more piracy. And so they might adopt. This is just me thinking because they are looking at ways to prevent piracy. They might be thinking of a way of releasing the digital first and then physical a week later, giving allowing for Walmart, Target, and Best Buy and GameStop to receive the game in stock after the game is out digitally. That this way the game doesn't leak out there. You don't see like 10 copies being sold on eBay before the game is out. So they might change how they release it. You can see they've done it before. Metroid Prime Remaster released first digitally, then they released it physically. That worked pretty well for them. The last number I see for Metroid Prime 4 was Metroid Prime Dread was 7.4 million. So it's 4.7 million. So it went up.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
4.7 million. So it went up, which is pretty good. So the digital, I wouldn't be against the digital launch and then physical a week later, just so that they can avoid this, the leaks, because they lost a lot of money with Tears of the Kingdom because it was already out there before the game was out.
And you know what that means for people like me who don't mind waiting? Then I'll wait. Unless it's Zelda. I'm already double, triple, quadruple dipping. Anyway. You teased this to me a couple years ago when Tears of the Kingdom came out, and you were like, Joycey has so many copies of Tears of the Kingdom, she's going to give them out at Christmas instead of Christmas cards. You're just going to get a copy of Tears of the Kingdom. I still have 2 of the special editions not even open.
What? It's crazy.
I haven't even opened them. So yeah. So, but I do think because a lot of people do like to do it that way because they just like physical, or for people who will buy all their games digital to play, but then they get the physical copy and never open it. So yeah, I'm not mad at that because folks be stealing. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it because I mean that's guys when you steal somebody else's stuff and release it out into the world, that's still a form of theft.
That's true. Yeah,
even if you're not the one making money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we just did that one. Urban Outdoors, thank you again, my dear. Joycey, what Zelda game storyline do you think they will use for the movie, or will it be a made-up story just for the movie? Here's a couple. I don't think they're going to use anything really from the games except Link, Zelda, Ganon, Master Sword, potentially Triforce, and Goddesses.
Yeah. Right.
Because what have I basically told you with any of that? Absolutely, really not anything. And of course, there's all the lore. Nintendo, please somebody call me because I need to explain to y'all what you can do with your own lore that y'all created on how to get a whole separate movie line, or we can have it incorporated, or we can string games together. We can make new games. There's so much they can do with their own lore. So I don't see them just taking Ocarina of Time from the cartridge and putting it on the movie screen. If they were to do a a story from one of the games, I would prefer it be Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to use a storyline. It's just the right amount of fantastical that I think would be good for our first few movies. But I really don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to be a brand new story. And while us Zelda fans are going to make the movies connect to the game some way, somehow, because we will connect it. I don't even think that on officially from Nintendo's point of view that it's even going to be in the same timelines as the games. I think it's going to be at something.
Yeah, I think
Zelda fans will connect it. We will.
Yeah, I think Wes Ball in interview answered that question too. Yes, it's gonna be the story, but it's gonna be its own lore. You know, the story, but it's gonna be its own thing. It's not gonna be connected to the video games, although there is a lot of inspiration from the video games. It's gonna be its own. The movie is gonna establish its own thing. So at least the movie is a way of Nintendo saying, "Okay, we hear you, fans. There is a story, there is a lore. We're gonna go ahead and organize it all for you in this movie, in these couple of movies, because it's not just one. It's a line of movies that are coming, and that has been confirmed. It's more than 2 movies, so it's at least a trilogy, maybe,
hopefully,
or a quadrilogy, or I don't know how to say that, quintilogy, or sextology. I don't know.
Sextuple, or it would be sextuple.
Sextopology.
I don't know. I'm just making it work.
I add G to everything.
Octagonology. I don't know. You know, would be cool though.
Yeah.
You know how I was just screaming and ranting about all the lore that Nintendo doesn't use?
Mm-hmm.
I just realized I think that's where the story's going to come from.
Yep.
So there's a good possibility also that this movie could fill in some blanks.
For real.
So whenever it is, I'm just excited. Like, give me a movie poster, give me an name, something.
Right now, there's so much I want to say, but I can't because this is a Q&A. And when you get us talking about Zelda, we don't stop. So we don't stop. So
on to the next question, because I'll get started and Mike won't have the heart to ring.
Exactly.
Fill me in.
Exactly.
Pokemon Fans says, shout out to you, homegirl. Joycey will be interesting if I go to karaoke on the 28th and I bring my Switch to play at the same time. Girl, that's what it's meant for. You're supposed to take it with you. I'm probably one of the few people who literally take their Switch nowhere. When I was in the hospital last year, I didn't take my Switch. My Switch was at my mom's house. I didn't even take my Switch. I did have books, but I didn't even take my Switch with me. I like gaming the way I used to as a kid on a nice TV. I'm so spoiled.
I do a karaoke with the chat one day. Have them sing on karaoke.
That'd be kind of lit, actually. I like that idea. All right, last question. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please at me or Joy CJ or Mike Odyssey in the chat. So that way it highlights your chat for me and I will put it on our little list here. All right, shout out to Adam Bush. Mike Odyssey, how much do you think the Switch 2 Joy-Cons will be? That's actually a really good question.
$70 each. I would say $80 for the pair. $40. $80 for the pair, and then maybe $50 each.
How much are they now? Are they $70?
$70. Yeah, $70.
Yeah, I don't see them going down.
Yeah, $70.
I don't see them changing much. And I can't wait to see what the Pro controller looks like, because that last thing we talked about that we saw that was split in half and looked like you hold it like this, like handles, that's not for me.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Tony Kane Karan. Shout out to you, Tony. Which do the both of you think of Nintendo getting more third-party support? I think he's asking, what do we think about Nintendo getting more third-party support for Switch 2? Go, Mike.
Yes, it's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to get. I think it's going to get more third-party support than any other system in the history of Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And what I'll say to that is, guys, the third-party devs are chomping at the bit. They are. I think they're extremely excited, and they're probably a little frustrated that they can't even say anything yet. I think the Nintendo. I know we've gotten leaks. In fact, the whole system just about was leaked before it was officially revealed. But we know nothing about the games, really. We only have rumors, but the fact that there's so many third parties, including Take-Two, which is GTA 6, Square Enix, and more. And we all know Mike has a whole lot of friends in that space, and so does Paul. Too many people coming out saying, God, we want to talk about our games so bad coming to Switch 2. Yes, we're going to be on Switch. We're going to support Switch 2, or we're going to support Nintendo. It is a very good time to be a gamer.
For real.
Here. So
For
just be excited. And Auntie Joycey's financial advice: whenever you get paid, make sure you put a little money away for your fun stuff. You don't want to not eat, not drink, not pay important bills, but you want to take a little bit off and have a little account just for your entertainment and your fun stuff. So when all this gaming goodness drops, you'll have something to spend on it. So don't even worry about it. It's gonna be a good time though. I'm like really excited. Every time I come to we have podcast night, it's like, oh, that's right, Switch 2 is coming. I'm so excited. Wait, wasn't there another one that just went away?
Yeah, it was. Let's see here.
I will find it.
Do. Okay, yeah, this one. I just highlighted it.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Pokemon Fan 33.
There we go. Mike, Andre said in his last stream he thinks the direct for Switch 1 could be in March. What are your thoughts?
Come at me, bro. Come on. I'm kidding. So Andre is a good pal, good friend.
We love Andre.
Cool. We're probably gonna bunk beds again in packs, you know. No, I think it's March. There's a direct in April 2nd, right? April 2nd or April 3rd? Is it April 2nd? April 2nd. Nintendo is not gonna do anything close to that day because that's Nintendo Switch 2 season. Once that hits, it's all out. Right now we have two major people talking about Nintendo Direct in February. PH Brazil, which was the only one who mentioned that there would be a Nintendo Direct in August last year, when everybody else didn't hear a word. No, there's no Nintendo Direct in August. I haven't heard anything. Nobody sourced whatever. There were two directs. There was an Indie World showcase and a partner showcase, smack that down in the middle, right there, right? And so he confirmed that was done. He also mentioned the Nintendo just to give him a little bit more credibility, because the same exact scenario happened back in September when there was no direct in September. He said no, there will be a direct. It's going to be in August, and we're like, August? I haven't heard anything, and everybody was out. Nate the Hate was out of that rumor. Jeff Grubb was out of that rumor. Everybody was out of that rumor. He was the only one standing saying, no, I heard my source said this, and it came true, came to pass. We have him again. He's sticking to his February direct. He's sticking to it. He says, no, I heard from the same source. It's happening. But now this time, Jeff Grubb has heard rumblings of a direct happening in February as well. We still have next week happening, and then the following week we have a Pokemon Presents. The final direct last year took place on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Fab Direct. I think it was on the 22nd.
While Mike's looking that up, shout out to you, Game Bird Classic. Thank you for hanging out there.
Yeah. So it wasn't the 21st. It was on the 21st, the direct. So we can't rule out a Nintendo Direct happening, especially in a month where we have no games. Nintendo can do it whenever they want. February has no games, so that this game is coming out. They can't do it here. They can do it whenever they want because there's no games coming out this month. They can do it on the 28th if they want.
Also remember though, I think the main reason why I think there is 95% on board is because Nintendo's like, okay, yeah, we're still trending every single day on Twitter, but we still need to keep our fans talking, keep them motivated. So we're going to have a direct, because y'all got to remember, all directs is marketing.
Yeah,
for us it's a party and it's a celebration, but for Nintendo it's just another business day, and it's marketing, and it's important that we buy it, and that's all they care about us doing. But for us, it's, that's a party. So yeah.
There is unfinished business. Yeah, there is unfinished. I'm saying there is unfinished business for Nintendo. It's happening. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Next week is happening. Next week. I'm gonna say next week. Okay. So on Tuesday, tune in tomorrow at okay. I'm gonna even give you the time. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be okay.
Tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Not 8. I mean, let me think about this because I want to make sure that I say it correctly.
Eastern time, Mike. I'll figure it out later.
let me go ahead and say it correctly because I want to make sure that I it was a partner showcase that last year. I want to make sure that I make this what do you call this? What am I doing? Prediction? This prediction.
Yeah, you're guessing. You have a strong, educated guess. Let's leave it at that.
This prediction. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Tune in for a Nintendo Direct happening on the 19th. Okay, February 19th at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Dedicated to Nintendo Switch games coming in the first half, second half, third half, quarter of the Nintendo Switch. There will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch 2 during this presentation. And so we'll have a plethora of Nintendo Switch games, maybe surprise it. And then we'll also have some third-party games here in here and there thrown into the mix. And that's what's going to happen.
Very nice. I'm down with it for because I'm just excited because all I can think about is like, what else could they possibly blow my mind with? Be careful what you ask for, because Nintendo is known to melt brains. All right. Shout out to you, Boo Mini. Joycey and Mike, which role do you think could make or break the movie? I'm thinking Ganondorf is most important. Okay, I'm gonna let you go first, Mike, because I can guarantee you I'm about to have at least a good 2 to 3 minute rant. Go for it.
Well,
anyway,
I'm not as worried of Ganondorf because Ganondorf is such a powerful character in the world. Hollywood is so used to making big, giant, powerful characters with all these superhero movies coming up, and with Avita Rod on top of the production side, he did Spider-Man No Way Home. He did all of Spider-Mans. He did the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. So we've had already big, giant, evil characters in the midst. The Avengers. He did the Endgame, right? And so we had Thanos, right? And so I'm not too worried about that. I think they will do a great job with Ganon. I think that the chemistry between the act with Zelda and Link will make or break the movie. I think a Link has to be a really good actor. And Zelda has to be a really good actress. Somebody who could win an Oscar with her performance. Because Zelda is such a powerful character. People don't know it, but she's more powerful than Link. She's a goddess, and she has all this inner power within her, and so there has to be this type of struggle within her. Maybe within the movie, finding out she is the goddess. Or maybe her knowing, or there has to be this.
She doesn't technically know.
Yeah, so I think there lies the part of the movie. Link and Zelda, both of them are equally as important. I don't think there has to be I think their chemistry has to be like when their eyes meet. If they don't know each other, when their eyes meet, you have to. Wow, this is Link looking at Zelda for the very first time. This is Zelda looking at Link for the very first time. How do they feel? What are they feeling? This, destiny has brought them together. There's this big future for them. None of them knows what they are expecting. We know as fans, but they don't know in the moment, how this encounter will be, the story, how they deliver their lines, how the emotion takes over. That's where the movie lies. Link and Zelda. Ganon is the big baddie. He's not always going to be on camera. Link and Zelda, they're going to be in camera. I would say maybe 70% of the time on of the screen time they're going to get. And so I think that's where we have to, they need to really take it home, with this. Give us a Link that can really like make me feel like that Link is the savior of Hyrule. Mm-hmm. Give me a Zelda that she's a princess. She's in charge there. She's not just any goody two shoes. She's trained. She can take care of herself. She she made Ganon sleep for 1,000 years, or held back Ganon for 1,000 years while Link took a nap. That kind of Zelda. And Joyce's just talking about Zelda in the background.
Oh no, somebody else.
Go ahead.
I got a whole lot going on. Okay, y'all, get your water. Here we go. I promise it ain't gonna be that long. This is what I think about when it comes to movies and to if we really wanted this to break. First of all, if we really wanted this to be a breakout role for anybody, they would have used my script, but they don't know me yet. So, what I think will work is we get when it comes to Zelda, we just need a very pretty blonde actress. They're everywhere. You can find one anywhere. Link is going to be the one that makes or breaks it, because you can find a pretty blonde female actress, like I said, just about anywhere. I guarantee you there's probably one even on the street that I'm on. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's not a negative thing or a bad thing or a slight or shade or anything. It really isn't. It doesn't matter. Well, first of all, she ain't gonna be hot to us if they go the kid route. We don't care about that. If she's pretty and she looks like Zelda, the fans will be happy.
Yeah, adorable.
Yeah, or adorable. Well, if they're kids, then they're gonna be adorable anyway. But if we're talking about 17 and up, Link and Zelda, and also it depends on how much Zelda's gonna be in the movie. You see what I mean? It's because the games are usually told from are usually seen through the player's eyes, but from Link's point of view. So we're probably talking, so it's a possibility Zelda may not be in the game, or in the movie enough for us to really, really break her down, if you will, but she can have a strong presence, even though you don't visually always see her, just like the games. Because we always saving Zelda, she's always on our mind, but we got to go catch all these Koroks first, right? Ganondorf, in my opinion, will be some kind of major, great, big actor that they could buff up and turn him into Ganon and everything else. And he's going to be perfect, and it'll be beautiful and probably be Oscar worthy. The role that's going to make or break the movie is going to be Link. Because because just like the games, everything falls on Link. So Link can grow and be big, and I'm hoping they get some brand new, fresh-faced actor who's very good, and if they decide to go the whole we're going to grow up, the kids are going to grow up with the movie kind of thing, because Mike thinks we're going to have multiple movies probably with the same Link and Zelda, so that's going to be the role that does it. Now all we really need is the movie to get extremely good critical acclaim. It needs to at least make back all of its money, and then we're going to probably get a part 2, and that's going to be possibly the breakout one. Sometimes part 1s can break out, but there's a good chance that it'll be the second one where we start talking about awards and things of that nature. The fans, I believe, as long as they stay true to the soul of the game, we are going to just have a blast with it, even if there's no awards. Because I don't think Mario Bros got any awards either, but we don't care. We're happy with it. All right, Mike, I'm done. Next question. And guys, can you imagine how Mike feels behind the scenes when we're not on a podcast and I just randomly text him really long messages about Zelda?
I read it.
Man, y'all pray for Mike. Okay, we got a couple more. Adam Bush, Mike, do you think the switch to Pro Controller will have a headphone jack?
Yep.
That's also a good question. I think it will too, because I think that's a little bit more standard now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Shout out to Gay Bird Classic. Go Okay, I'm sorry. That's a very weak bird call. What's your dream surprise Switch 2 game for launch year? What you think, Mike?
For launch year, so a surprise game for launch year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Animal Crossing.
For launch year, you think so?
Yeah, Animal Crossing is I mean, it's the second best selling game of the of Nintendo and all the entire. People say, "Oh yeah, that's because of 2020." But hey, that game took a lot of people out of 2020 mentally, and so that created this attachment to that franchise that nobody can ever break. Right? It's like me getting my Nintendo for the first time when I was 9 or 8. My dad giving me that Nintendo in my hand in this brown box. It was a secondhand one, but I got it, and that's the reason why I love Nintendo now, because the attachment I have that through my dad. In 2020, the world went through it the most difficult time
in our lives,
in our lifetime, and I'm pretty sure in a couple of centuries, right? Where we were all trapped, right? Mentally trapped and scared, and all of a sudden comes this little shine of light that kind of gives you an escape. And that's what Animal Crossing is for a lot of people now. It's this game that really got them through one of the most difficult times in their lives. That attachment can be broken by nothing. And so if you get a new Animal Crossing game and you give them, hey, here's Animal Crossing again. Now it's bigger. You can do this and this and that. Those people that really found refuge in that game, they're always going to go back to it, even if they don't need it as much as they need it anymore. They're going to go back to it because they have this connection, right? I think Nintendo does that with a lot of us. Every franchise that Nintendo has created, right, from the biggest to the smallest, has some type of connection with people. We see it with Tomodachi Life, right? For us, maybe not be as big of a franchise, but for 6 million people out there, and they're asking for it. They want to see it again because, hey, that game meant something to them at that point. Same thing with Mario, The Legend of Zelda. I don't see any other system that has created a fan base like Nintendo and a connection with video game characters and the story and the lore and just the gameplay like Nintendo has with their characters. And so that's why I believe in that the next Animal Crossing being the second best-selling game on top of Mario was like the 6th or 7th or 5th, is a system seller, and I could see that in the first year as a very welcome surprise. It's a game that could last. It's very replayable. The replayability. It's a game that you can play over and over again. And so yeah,
you had it right.
I think that's my
y'all, because I think Animal Crossing came like right as the beginning of the thing was happening, right? The C-19 stuff. I don't know if YouTube still censors that. So it came out around the beginning of all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it toward? Okay. People got married in Animal Crossing.
For real. Yes.
People went on dates in Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's a strong connection. We all have emotional connections to things, whether we admit it or not. We don't like to, but we do. I'm gonna go a little bit of a different route than Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Because majority of, I think every Switch 1 game that broke 1 million that was Nintendo published is already getting a sequel or a third game or more eventually. So I'm going to go third party. And I'm going to go ahead and, because I got to bet something, because I always bet safe. So I'm going to bet something. I really, 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 allegedly GTA 6 is coming this year. I'm going to go ahead and put a dart in it and say, it's going to come to Switch 2, and it would still surprise me. And I'll be very honest, I am not a GTA fan. It's not my jam, but it's just that it would just be such a big win for Nintendo. And it's not going to look as good as it will on a PS5 Pro, no matter what. But if they can get it just looking good and running extremely well, people, most gamers don't really care about a couple frames. They don't.
Yeah.
People swear up and down they care about frame rate and everything has to look realistic and perfectly crispy and me and Mike remember when we had them old CRT TVs and they were always fuzzy. We didn't know we were watching fuzzy TV. I still don't notice it now. So that's my guess. All right, guys, we got a couple more, and Mike and I are fading because it's past our bedtime. I have a movie waiting for me. So shout out to Boo Mini again. This question's for both of us, Mike. Tell Nintendo we want Jason Momoa. Yo, I think that for Ganondorf, I think that could work.
Yeah.
Because Jason Momoa is probably one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch his Instagram, he's always out in the mud and in the dirt with his kids and everything like that. It's really adorable. But then he could go complete shark eyes and go dark, and he could become a good actor. And Boomini, I love you for that. Also, I have he's one of my celebrity crushes, but my big one is going to be Joe Manganiello. He has the jaw, he has the nose. He's really fine, so we're going to have to ugly him up a little bit. But he has the height, he has the build. Well, Ganon's a little ugly-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my pick for Ganon. And last question, guys. Again for Boomini. Thank you, Sweet Pea. Any chance they decide not to do a movie and instead have a TV series? Mike, I'm gonna let you take that one because you're better versed on that stuff.
So blippity blippity blurp, blippity blurp.
Real quick. She says she asked that because TV series usually make more money.
Okay. Chance they decided not to do a movie instead of for what? For what? For Zelda?
Yeah. She meant Zelda.
Oh well, they have already announced they're gonna do the movie. It's already in production. They already have a crew. They have a cast. They have locations. IMDb pages. There's all the information is out there. They know where they're gonna shoot the movie. It actually already production started, so we could hear anything at any moment from that movie, especially the cast before they start kind of shooting people in the face with the camera and stuff. They want to make sure not shooting people in the face, but filming people. They're gonna release the cast and give you more information on it. So it's already well underway. There is a possibility that the movie can have any after the three movies come out. There could be some spin-off series that dawn from the movie, right? Based on what happens within the movie, maybe the success of it, the likability of certain characters could spin off into TV series, not serious. Is this not a but right now I don't see a TV series happening with Zelda. I do see Pikmin being a TV series, even Metroid having its own sci-fi TV series, and maybe but as for now, Nintendo has already announced movies for Zelda, and I think they're moving forward with that. I'm trying to look for that. I was looking for that tweet where Miyamoto did talk about they were working on multiple films for Zelda, not just one. Once I get it, I'll show you. Maybe not now, but maybe in an upcoming podcast. But I'll get it for you guys.
Okay, so you'll tell me after the stream ends. Got it. Okay, and that is all of our questions. We are so tired, and my toe is killing me, and I'm gonna be limping all weekend. All right, Mike, end the show. I'm tired.
All right.
We love y'all, but we tired.
Before we let you go, Joycey, where can we find you?
I am DJ Joycey on Twitter. I will never call it X because I flat out refuse. And if you read the news, you know why. Please follow me. I do not talk much on social media. I'm an extremely private person. Even Mike knows that. But if you got a Zelda question or you want some Zelda chat, I'll let you go.
And you can find me here every single day on the Nintendo channel, yes, but it's the Mike Odyssey channel. I do videos every weekly videos on news. We're gonna do more live streams. I know a lot of you have been asking me when I'm gonna live stream again. I will live stream again. I'm just getting a schedule ready so that I can constantly live stream and you guys can expect it, not just randomly go here and up there. I also keep in mind my fellow content creators like Andres Restart, Nate, and we all share the same audience. So I want to make sure I pick a time of the day where I'm not interfering with them with them. So I'm going to go ahead. Probably going to be around 5 to 7 maybe Eastern time, or 6 to 8 Eastern time. That way we can have a pretty early stream so that our friends in the UK can also join, as well as the United States people here. So I will do live streams. The live stream at the end of the month will be the tournament. Yes, we will have the spinning wheel with giveaways there. You already saw a short that I released. If you have not, go check it out, of our first Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway. Once the Nintendo Switch 2 comes readily available, I will be giving one on the channel every single month. Every single month. That means I will use all my YouTube revenue to make sure that you get a Switch every month by month. So at the end of the month, on that tournament day, we'll announce the winner. What else? Indie Mania, also working on that, very hard on that, which is I had about 4 meetings today, and 3 of them had to do with Indie Mania, and so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. We're putting together a great show for you guys, and so yeah, there's a lot going on in the channel. So I think
Indie Mania, guys, you have no idea how much fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lit summer. That's all I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, and especially this summer, which is now part of IGN Summer of Games, where we're now part of the summer celebration of games. So it's gonna be awesome. Together with Summer Game Fest, we have IGN's Summer of Games. We're in the mix, guys. We started out on our little corner. They invited us into the mix, and now we are part of the summer celebration of games within the indie game industry. So it's gonna be fun. One more thing I wanted to mention, and you guys know I don't talk about stuff like this a lot because I'm very shy at that thing. But a lot of you have asked me, and so I went ahead and did start a Patreon. I did start a Patreon. You guys asked for a Patreon. I did start a Patreon. And so I don't even have the address for it. So it's somewhere around there. That's how bad I am. But I did start one, okay? For those of you who would like to join the Patreon for exclusive content, early videos, and a lot of little perks there. I'll let you guys figure out the perks because you guys are great with that. I'll let you guys pick what perks you'd like to see as a Patreon. And that will help me, of course, continue becoming a full-time creator here and just do the best job that I can for you on the channel. So I appreciate you guys for even asking me to make a Patreon. That's like, I'm like, thank you. I don't consider myself a big content creator or even like this channel's for you. I do it out of here. Everything comes out of here, and so what I want to do is give out to you. That's why I give them out the Switch, and I like to do giveaways and stuff, but I've never ever been the Patreon star or super chat or this and that. I'm just too shy for that. For real, I am. So thank you. I did make the Patreon, and I appreciate you guys. Keep kicking butt. Thank you, Gamer.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Bert, he's a sweetie.
Next week, you're on the show. No, you have no say on it. I'll see you on the show next week. No, I'll take that as a yes.
Please.
All right, Fred.
And our manners a little bit.
I think that's gonna do it. You can tell our voices are. We started up here, and at the energy, like now it's rendering down. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. Without you, yeah. Go ahead, Jesse.
Gamebird said to DM him, so I think he's serious. So
okay, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you were doing the outro. Go for it.
No, you're good. You're good. That the outro goes. There's two things I need to let you know before we let you go. And the first one is incredibly important. I'm telling you, don't ever do this. Ever. Don't give up. Never give up. Okay? Why? Listen. And this is going to get a little personal. A year and a half ago, I remember I shared with you guys, the doctor told me that I was eventually going to go blind, right? He eventually told me I was going to go blind. And he said, yeah, there's nothing you can do. My eye is already blind. This one is what he said happened on this eye. And this one is carrying out. I'm pushing on, right? But he told me I was going to go blind sooner than sooner, right? Through my faith, power, prayer, and everything, guess what? I'm still around. Okay? I could have given up on that moment, that point. And I didn't. And I don't plan to. And I'm not planning on giving up YouTube or anything that I'm doing or Indie Mania. I'm actually going even harder than I was before. And I don't plan on slowing down, not even one bit. You know why? Because maybe my breakthrough comes tomorrow, the day before I decide to give up. Can you imagine? If tomorrow somebody knocks on my door, hey, I have this for you. And the day before I'd given up, right? Don't give up. Don't ever give up. You already have in your hands everything you need to succeed, and you're more capable of than what you think of. People might tell you one thing, but there's somebody else that tells you can't. So make sure you listen to the good voices in your head and ignore the trolls on the internet all over the world, and never give up. And then the other one is, of course, the journey continues. Go ahead, Josie.
Now I got to tell you something. Stop inspiring me to say stuff. I'm not ashamed of my age. I tell you all about my age all the time. I'm about 43, and was having a discussion with somebody very close to me the other day, and I had some really hard realizations about some things in my life, and I literally wanted to just say, no, that's it, forget it. I'm not dealing with this. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I'm too old. Nobody's going to care, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I promise y'all is all the flaws I have, God listens to me.
Yeah.
And he'll listen to you too. And he's like, oh, so you just go, and God talks to me in a way that I can understand. He's like, oh, so you just going to give up? You're not going to push past this? You're not going to try to do something better? Girl, get up. And I said, okay. And I got up. And Mike tells me every week that I can't give up. So when you are feeling into that spot where you're learning some things, having some realizations in your brain and everything like that, and you're like, I don't want to deal with it. It's okay. You don't give up on it. You can make better choices, and you can make a better tomorrow. I promise.
Yep. So yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. And the journey continues. So you have to journey on. Journey on. Now, give me a second while I wait for this. That's not it. Listen to the song while I get the end button.
Under 3 hours. We did it, Mike.
We did it.
I'm feeling happy with Nintopics Podcast. I feel like dancing with Nintopics Podcast. It's been a hard week, but I feel better now. It's time to flow with the Nintopics Podcast.
Let's go. All right, guys. Never give up. Journey on.
Good night. Thank you for hanging with us, guys.
I lost the button.
And the stream, Mike. I'm tired.
I'm feeling happy with Nintopics Podcast. I feel like dancing with Nintopics Podcast. It's
Good night, guys.